Bully, don't walk away and leave me here. The feeling of loneliness is worse than fear. You can cut me down to make you tall. You can throw me up against the wall. But please don't walk away before I fall. Bully, don't leave me now. I'm on my own. There's nobody here but you. I'm all alone. You can call me names and take my pride. You can leave me hanging crucified. But please don't walk away before I die. And I don't even know why I sold my self-respect for such a price. Bully, just love me, bully, just shove me. I wanna feel something true. If no one else will listen, then it might as well be you. On the road of life, I've walked without a friend. When the hard times come, I break before I bend. Need your love, respect or grace. You can laugh or put me in my place. But please don't walk away without a trace. And I don't even know why I sold my self-respect to buy a lie. Bully, just love me, bully, just shove me. I wanna feel something true. If no one else will listen, then it might as well be you. I can plainly see the sadness in your eyes, like a mirror when I'm staring into mine. Would you open up? Let me in, would you let me see beneath your skin? I promise I won't run at what I find. Bully, just love me, bully, just shove me. Bully, handcuff me, hover above me. Bully, just touch me, bully, just clutch me. Gently or roughly, make me feel something. Bully, just love me, bully, just shove me. Bully, handcuff me, hover above me. Bully, just touch me, make me feel something. Bully, just love me, bully, just shove me. Just touch me, just touch me, just show me. Bully, don't walk away and leave me here. The feeling of loneliness is worse than fear. You can cut me down to make you tall. You can throw me up against the wall. But please don't walk away before I fall. Bully, don't leave me now. I'm on my own. There's nobody here but you. I'm all alone. You can call me names and take my pride. You can leave me hanging crucified. But please don't walk away before I die. And I don't even know why I sold my self-respect for such a price. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me. I wanna feel something true. If no one else will listen, then it might as well be you. On the road of life, I've walked without a friend. The hard times come, I break before I bend. I don't need your love, respect or grace. You can laugh or put me in my place, but please don't walk away without a trace. And I don't even know why I sold my self-respect to buy a lie. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me. I wanna feel something true. If no one else will listen, then it might as well be you. I can plainly see the sadness in your eyes, like a mirror when I'm staring into mine. Would you open up and let me in? Would you let me see beneath your skin? I promise I won't run at what I find. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me. Bully, handcuff me. Hover above me. Bully, just touch me. Bully, just clutch me. Gently or roughly, make me feel something. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me. Bully, handcuff me. Hover above me. Bully, just touch me. Make me feel something. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me.
They ask you how you are, you have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
All right, let me get Welsh off my screen here. Let me know if you can hear me. Every time I go live, it's been like a million years. And then I'm like, oh no, how do I work this technology? So if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up in chat if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, because it is not giving me the little dots. Okay, perfect. It's not giving me little dots like the sounds going through. So I'm like, oh, well, that's not good. All right. Well, hello. I know my algorithm's fucked. I don't go live enough, and I killed my Twitter because fuck Elon and his dark enlightenment shit. And I am so I left Twitter just because of Elon. I just can't do it anymore. He's twisted. So I left that before Doge took in power actually. Um so it's harder now to say, hey, I'm live because I'm out of the algorithm usually. So if you can share the stream, that's awesome. We appreciate it. If you're going to hear squeaky toys in the background, I apologize. I have dogs. Some people have kids screaming. I have dogs. I don't know what to tell you, but it brings her joy. So hopefully this sounds great. I was just going to kind of go over and weirdo watch. So if you want to join, you can. I give wrenches out liberally. So if you're a glass house, by the way, and you're MAGA, please understand that I'm told by MAGA every day I'm going to hell and all sorts of crazy stuff. So like, buck up. But anyway, I was gonna say if you have a wrench, it doesn't mean necessarily much of anything, except if you see like a really bad guy that's doing like wild things like against TOS. Really, I'm after TOS violations that needs to go. But free speech is allowed. So every so often somebody does pop into chat that I don't typically agree with. I let it usually ride unless they're like full on hounding somebody in particular or something like that. So I'm pretty easygoing about that sort of thing. I'm not quite a free speech absolutist like Aaron, but I also am a little more. I definitely allow a lot more speech than Unirock. So there's that. So anyway, irony of that because I'm the leftist. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to uh, screen share. And it really is hard to pick out like one stream to watch with these folks. Yeah, you're blue again. Um, I give out wrenches liberally, and really the goal is to equalize most people and keep people from accidentally getting bopped. But also, I think it's funny because it's so serious. I have had a lot of wrenches in my life. Right now, I hold a wrench in ProLibs chat, and I will mod like depending on like what the creator wants and stuff. But generally, my rule of thumb is TOS is really all I'm after. So anyway, um, it also gives you the ability to share a link if you have a wrench. So if you ever want to drop a link to show me something or somebody else something, it actually gives you that freedom to drop a link, and that's one of the handy things about it. So if somebody's watching the channel and you see somebody in a wrench, I wouldn't take it too seriously because nobody's like head mod or anything like that. I have typical mods, but like there's people that are like Grace and Cassandra here. I just threw a wrench at them. So if you can dodge a ball, you can dodge a wrench or whatever. Anyway, so I have been contemplating on what video to watch, and there's just so many choices. So I thought I'd just start with one and we'll go from there. And let me go ahead and share. So I was going to really focus on Dear Meg because she's been wanting the attention. And I said, let's give it to her. Why not? I have nothing to do this evening, so we'll finally get to watching some weirdos here. So if you don't know, I call Meg the betrayer because one by one she betrays her friends. It's amazing how this happens. One by one, she's a victim somehow, and everybody else is just betrayers of her and just trolls. Eventually, everybody's a troll. and and one of the things that is interesting about Megan is she will kill everybody with niceness in the beginning, and I like to call it love bombing. And what's frustrating with that sort of thing is it can kind of dupe some people and surprise some people. And it's important to know that this is a very defined pattern with a lot of people. She's betrayed a lot of friends and a lot of people. There's a lot of bodies under this bus that she likes to push people through, from ex co-hosts to ex friends to Claire. And yes, I have a screenshot where she came to me in Discord. She says she's not in Discord. That's not true. She tried to fake defect to Unirock's Discord. Yes, Unirock's Discord to monitor some people. And I was trying to suss her out a little bit, and she was the only one that like failed the sus test. People left Aaron and came over, and she's the only one that really failed. And her fail was betraying Claire. And let me explain. I don't like a lot of things about a lot of people, but one thing I don't like are rat finks and people that are sleazy and backstabbing behind the scenes. And this woman does that. She does that for sure. And what she was trying to do is show me screenshots of Claire in a mod chat and trying to set her up for Claire doing all these bad things. Look, it's all Claire. It's all Claire. I don't do these bad things, but Claire does. And the conversation went that basically what I think she was trying to do was try to get me to get Unirock riled up. So she's going through me. Different people would do that. Sometimes they try to come through Navy or myself and they would try to get Unirock all riled up. And so Unirock's kind of a dum-dum. I knew that at the time. I thought I could help and reel him in. Didn't really work out. It's a long story. But the thing is, he's sort of a wind-up toy, and Steve actually wound him up towards me once, and so it's kind of interesting when people are used that way. But yeah, Meg tried to give me evidence against Claire, so I would run over to Uni, and then Uni would attack Claire. So really cute. So this is the kind of person she is. She denies it. It's whatever. She's a pathological liar. It's on and on. It isn't easy to rile him up. Nope, that is true. I haven't greeted the chat yet, so I apologize. My chat's a little small today, so I apologize. I'm gonna be like picking on you. Just kidding, not. Hi, Cassandra. Hi, Grace Case. And people in the bushes watching. Hello. This has been interesting. I want to explain something. One of the things that a lot of these folks do that are problematic, like Meg, is they go all the trolls, and what they'll try to do is similar to what Cheshire did, which is link. Hi, Christina Blackfeather. They try to link trolls together. Whoever they deem as a troll, which is anybody critical of them, anybody that's a detractor or whatever, anybody that lulls at them, whatever. They're all trolls. Now, for me, trolling is such a broad word. There's evil trolls. There are trolls that are aiming to ruin people's lives and stuff like that. There are other trolls who are more like political cartoonists and commentators, and you're just going to have to sort through and figure out who's who. But whatever. But anybody that's a detractor is going to be just labeled a troll, similar to Von Helton, similar to McRae. We know we've seen this before. So one of the things Cheshire did when people were coming at her, when Cheshire was in the position that Aaron kind of often fills now, which was the main defender of Steve McRae, she used to link all the trolls together and say that they were all part of one group. And that just simply was not true. For instance, never in my life have I talked to Robert Batty. A zillion times Chess tried to link people to Robert Batty when he was just like this one-off guy off in the end, willing to do almost anything. Like he was just some weirdo. Not associated with him. Bull's Ghost, not associated with him. And I have a theory of who Bull's Ghost is, but I am not associated with that guy, not somebody I supported with, but she would like grab every single detractor or troll, and she did have some malicious trolls. Like Bull's Ghost was absolutely malicious, and she would link them all together and just say, oh, they're all one. Well, fast forward, we have this other person here that tries to do this. He links everybody together. Well, ironically, there's actually evidence of us trolls not liking each other. And I say us trolls because that's what she defines any detractor as. So Alice and I don't like each other. Shocker. Everybody knows that. Cheshire and I do not like each other. Shocker. Manya and I don't like each other. Shocker. Like, we are not attached to each other in any way. And so this assumption that these people that are your detractors or your critics are somehow linked together is just stupid. It's just stupid. Yeah, Bull's Ghost was a really messed up name. It was really messed up. And again, that's just an example of an unethical troll, in my opinion. That's unethical. So, but let's lulls at some weirdos. I feel like this picture is kind of far away on my screen. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. My apologies. Let me see here. Let me see if I can just zoom in a tad. Hopefully that doesn't mess the live chat, but sometimes it does. All right, so let's go and we'll watch Meg, the betrayer, Zaya, the why are you on a show? You're so boring. And Wolf, which he just fantasizes on a regular of beating women up and burying them alive because that's normal. Mental health advocates they are for sure. So let's go ahead and watch them and see what they have to say.
Yes, I know, right?
Yes. Gosh, we've been waiting for this one. You know, all week, right?
Yeah, we got
This one came up quick. I mean,
It
before I knew it,
did.
it was Friday. I was
Yeah,
like,
it
oh,
flew
it's Friday.
by.
We avoided talking about some time drama earlier this week so we could save it for tonight.
Exactly. We've been holding out, really talking about much. I mean, you know, I know we had our midweek, you know,
Right.
live over at Wolf's and everything, and that went really well. So, hey, Tiffany. Hey, Sunday. Hey,
Hey, beautiful
April,
Canadian lady,
Reagan,
chat.
Richard. I'm glad y'all are here.
Well,
So,
food
yeah, we
joint,
went
baby.
live.
There you go tonight.
I have things to say about your commenters, but unlike you, I'm classy enough to not go for them. You go for your own commenters when they fall out of line, you
I
weirdo.
know. I mean, we got some stuff to cover, and God, y'all, the celebrity stuff just popped off the last few days. I mean, I couldn't even
Oh Lord,
fit it all in. I might have to drag some over to
man.
Wolf tomorrow night because it's just too much.
I heard some
So-
stuff. I heard P Diddy and Jay Z got off a case today. They got like dismissed. The case got dismissed on that day.
Well, I know. I mean, P Diddy's still in trouble, but
Yeah, for other stuff, right?
Jay-
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, for other stuff. But there's that woman that was filing against
Yeah,
Jay
that one
Z.
got dismissed
Dropped
today.
the case, dismissed it. The
Mhm.
case
Yep.
is dismissed. Right. So yeah, that's interesting. We'll see
Yep.
what's gonna.
Release it all. Release all the Diddy stuff. Release all the Epstein stuff. I don't care if they're liberal. I don't care if it's music that we listen to. I don't care who they are. Release it all.
No. Who knows? Might be
Well,
some threatening and some paying off going on behind the scenes. So
Yeah, real quick.
no telling those dirty
Sorry.
rats. But I don't want to know. A lot of these people, they're so rich and powerful. They do so many bad things. We'll never even know. But
That's true.
Somebody's in front of her shrine right now. Her splooge shrine, splooging all over right now. I'm sure right now. They're live. Oh my God, I can't believe it. They're live.
I mean, Wolf goes and tells Happy Valentine's Day to a beautiful
Random person.
woman on Twitter, and Alice loses her mind out of jealousy. So there's
I
that.
don't even know this woman. I was just being kind. It could've been,
Yeah, Wolf. Yeah, Wolf is. He's nice.
I was just being kind.
Some
Yeah.
random
I was just
women.
being kind in my response.
She's just mad
Oh my
that you
God.
didn't make her your Valentine, Wolf.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's
Yep.
Day to all the ladies in the chat. Everybody, happy Valentine's Day to the world. Except
We need to talk about his fake girlfriend. There's this fake girlfriend person, and he thinks that he's going to somehow get that fake girlfriend to MMA fight some random person that's going to pull up. And that's not going to happen. Like, first of all, I'm an intelligent person. I believe in the Constitution. We'll put it that way. I do not just randomly pull up at people's houses. That's not how I roll. I'm more of a defense person. In fact, I'm more of a duty to retreat person, actually, to get down to it. I don't beg people to pull up at my house. This is some Reds rhetoric shit. This is some when Dina lost her marbles shit and she said pull up. This pull up stuff is a threat. It's not even a very veiled threat. It is, I wish you would come so I can harm you. But I am too much of a coward because of legal issues. I don't wish to harm you. I have some ethics and boundaries. As much as I don't like you, and as much as I'll lolls at you, and as much as I'll point out the fucked up things you say, I don't want to harm you. Why do you want to harm me? I think that's pretty messed up, Wolf. I think it's also messed up that mental health advocates that aren't as shaky as you seem to really feed this and encourage it and do nothing to take you aside. If I said to McCrae the things that you said to me, which are violent, or if I said to McCrae the things that you said to Alice, which is even far more grotesque, and I don't like Alice, and even I'm like, that's fucked up. Like, that's really fucked up. If I said that shit, people would pull me aside and say, you need to get off air. People would stop supporting me because they have some boundaries. What is going on with you? Why would you say the things that you say? Like, it's just bizarre. Seems pretty overkill to want to watch somebody get buried alive. I'm just saying, it seems pretty fucked up to me.
Alice. How about that? Everybody but Alice. Even all the enemies.
Right.
Happy Valentine's Day. Everybody but Alice. How about that?
Exactly.
Man.
So y'all, last night we had a mental health live.
Thank goodness you're having a mental health live. I'm sure it will be helpful for everybody, just like it's helpful for Wolf. I'm sure this will be a helpful thing. Yeah, definitely junior high, less so high school for sure. For sure.
That we did. It's one that we had been playing in for quite some time to talk about depression and seasonal depression, and of course.
So side note, a lot of people here actually do struggle with mental health. I am one of them. I have CPTSD, depression, and anxiety. And yes, I've talked about those things on my channel. And the only reason why I talk about those things on the channel because I do feel like it is helpful to talk about those things. But how you talk about those things do matter. And so some of the things that concern me about Megan in this case is when Megan and Wolf lost their, and I'm not going to play it because I found it so foul, but we all watched it. We all watched this. they were talking to some, I don't know, one of their viewers, and they were talking, and Wolf goes on this rant, and it started with Megan, and Megan saying trolls drove X person to unalive attempt. And Wolf goes on this wild rant about it. And then they're outing the person's name. They're getting in descriptions of what the person did. And that person was having a mental breakdown due to multiple factors I don't want to even break down, but like the tipping point really was not online shit. Online shit is something that you can turn off, boom, and it's gone. Boom. Just turn it off. And we can get wrapped up online or whatever, but you do have the freedom to create a boundary and go, I need to take a break. I'm going to come back. And that's totally fine and okay. So I'm not, uh, I would say that there's a lot more going on there than just somebody held somebody accountable for saying WB for Mexican. She said WB for Mexican, and people came down on her. She brandished weapons. People came down on her, pew pews, brandished those, showed them on the car, like going weird. And yeah, people are going to come for you when you do that sort of stuff. People are going to have feedback for you that's going to be really negative. Don't say WB. And you guys defended her saying WB. I remember you guys. I did not come for this person, by the way. I was not somebody that was like, hey, like, but like I'm trying to say, like people that knew her did have a lot of feedback. That was like, dude, this is messed up. You need to get offline. This is like, what are you doing? Why are you so racist? And yeah, I got like a lot of pressure, I'm sure. But that pressure was caused by something, and you guys did not help that pressure. So normally, if you see somebody that's going out of line, like saying, "I hope you're buried alive," like he said to Alice, you would say, "Woof, that's really too far. We need to kind of regroup and gather ourselves. You need to take a break." And not say unhinged things. Let's go ahead and take a break. Most good friends who actually care about mental health would tell people like, hey, it's time to get offline. You're getting wild. Maybe not forever, but like for now, you're having an episode. Like, nope, 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 nope. No plans. Yeah. Oh yeah. 4 plans. I had your 4 plan. Thank you. I forgot about that part. She said, I have your 4 plans, brandishing guns, using the term WB. A lot of us are not, and I'm not swinging for her. I really am not. But the point is I'm trying to say that backlash came from something. It came from something with a good reason. And so, of course, people are going to respond to those sort of things. You make threats, you say racist things, people are going to respond to that. But they're making it out to say, like, this person was picked on and driven off the internet and driven to unalive themselves. And that's not what was happening. But you guys were so fucked up about it. And here's what with friends like you, who needs fucking enemies? Who needs enemies with you guys? Like, seriously, like, I feel bad that I even said her name. Like, I actually feel bad because I do think she was in a mental health crisis, and it's fucked up. And I feel bad that I have to say their name, but you said it like 20 billion times. And here's the thing, I would never know about specifics about her situation had Wolf not screamed about it and yelled about it. And that is fucked up. He was her friend. He was her friend. And what is her big sin now? What is her big sin right now? She looks like she's doing healthier. She looked like she was kind of doing whatever her new interest is. She wasn't tangling with people or whatever. Good for her. She looked like she was doing better. You know what Wolf did? Wolf, after Megan and Wolf use her as this example to go, gotcha, trolls. What they then do is they throw their friend under the bus. Now, the reason why this matters is if you're a safe place for mental health, and you're not just talking about it like random, like I do sometimes, but you're a mental health advocate, you do not go to your ex-friend who you feel betrayed because they stepped away from you because you went weirdo. So they stepped away from you for their own mental health and their own safety, and they didn't make a huge scene about it. They really didn't. And then you go and attack them and you air out their laundry like that, sensitive information, and you think that's not fucked up, Megan? You don't think that's fucked up? I think that's royally fucked up. I have people I've fallen out with. You know what I don't do? I don't air like really serious shit like that. Like, what are you doing? Why are you putting that online for everybody? Like, how does anybody know when they're friends with you? How does anybody know you're not going to do that all over again? Like to the next person that dares walks away from you, you weirdo. Like that's just a whole, yeah, that's just weird.
Of course, the trolls twisted it into that.
Oh yeah.
You know, we only talked about weather and all kind of stupid things. Obviously, they didn't listen to the whole thing, but we got mass reported last night, so
Yeah.
our live got
Yep.
taken down during the live. But you know, I appealed it and they put it back up, and I spent over an hour on hold with YouTube today. Thank you to the person that gave me that number to call, and
Was your service satisfactory?
it was worth sitting on hold for that long to talk to them to kind of. And I'll say before I even made the call, I got a email from YouTube saying that the mass reporting, the people were saying that I was on.
By the way, there's certain things people can report that aren't a mass report, and it still will get you right away. But okay.
On my live saying I wanted to harm myself. So they reported that.
So somebody reported the mental health stream, she's saying. By the way, that was not me. I reported the stream prior to the mental health stream where he made like several threats and transphobic remarks. Even though I'm not trans, he's still making transphobic remarks. And I reported that stream. But not the mental health stream, actually. That probably was somebody else. Probably, I'm guessing, one of your nemesises, but I don't know. But it wasn't me. I'm pretty forward with what I do and don't do. And I did report the stream prior because he was making wild threats and being bizarre. On that one, I didn't see anything report worthy. I don't tend to report unless it gets really out of hand and really out of control and really disgusting. Saying somebody want to bury someone alive, that's really disgusting. I'm sorry, that's gross. I gave timestamps and shit on that one, but nothing happened. But the one that did get whacked was the mental health stream. So whoever reported that one, I am not asking anybody to report anything or whatever. The only thing like that's reportable is wanting to harm people. Stop it. Like that's the problem. That is where you guys are getting deranged, losing the plot. Just stop it. Stop it. You have control over this sort of stuff, Megan. You have the most control and helm of this ship, and you're letting that happen on purpose, and that's disgusting. Like I hold you more culpable than anybody on that panel. You, because clearly he can't control himself. But a good friend who cares about mental health might say, "Hey, buddy, let's take a break." You know, or let's not talk about this, or steer the conversation away from actual violence. But here she is whining that somebody, quote unquote, mass reported her mental health stream. Wasn't me, but she keeps saying it's me.
That I was wanting to end my life, right? Even though I never said anything like that. We never even talked about that. We talked about depression, okay?
So, yeah, we played videos.
Right. So they take your live down out of safety, but you can't appeal it. But we got mass reported last night, and then I got confirmation from who I spoke to at YouTube, and then I did my formal complaint against the channel that has been harassing me the most lately. So, yeah, with screenshots of their community posts about sticking a needle in my arm and all of those things. So that's all.
That's something you said. That is from what you said. You were crying one day, and you were like, "Oh, people are picking on me. People are holding me accountable. I wanted to drive and I wanted to stick a needle in my arms so bad." And like, we're like, dude, like if it's that serious, like, you know, like take a break, dude. Like seriously. So nobody cares about your manipulation. That's the thing. It's nobody wants you to lose sobriety. Nobody wants you to you know, have a worse life in that way. But like blaming people for your maintenance of issues is pretty silly. So that's where it came from. It came from your own words. Didn't come out of the blue. Let me addict shame. It came from like manipulation isn't cool. Also, I didn't say what I said. You just did something similar your last stream. I didn't actually say that. Yes, you did. You did say that. You do that all the time. You do this one thing and then you say, I didn't do it. And that works when you're 2, maybe to another 3-year-old, but it doesn't work to us. We're adults in this room. We see with our eyes. We believe our eyes here. We listen to you. We listen to your actual words. So you can't go backwards and be like, I didn't say it, because we're not falling for it. We're not falling for that shit. Wilson wants Pop-Tarts. You want a Pop-Tart? I don't have any Pop-Tarts this time. I didn't steal your Pop-Tart. My favorite Pop-Tart is, well, Cassandra says strawberry. Mine is like the cinnamon sugar. I think it's brown sugar. I like the brown sugar ones. But I haven't had a Pop-Tart in ages, like ages. Like I think last time I had a Pop-Tart, I was camping.
It's all been
Dirty,
sent
dirty
in on
dude.
the formal
That dude is so
complaint.
nasty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Couldn't cut his man, so
So I'm
he's got
not playing around.
I don't want to give you much attention, Wolf, but I am a cis female. I was born a female. I have female parts. I even have a chronic female problem I deal with. Unfortunately for me, if I was a guy, I wouldn't have this problem. But unfortunately, I'm a girl. What can I do? Yeah, whatever. He thinks this is a big dig on me because I don't fundamentally find trans people an insult. You're gonna have to find another way to get to me, buddy. This isn't doing anything. In fact, it just makes you look disgusting. And every time you come for me, supposedly being a dude and all that bullshit, it just is a big warning sign to anybody that's LGBTQ to stay the fuck away from that channel. So keep on doing it if you'd like. It's a warning to keep people that are vulnerable away from you.
Anymore. If y'all are gonna keep mass reporting me, I'm gonna utilize the number that I've got, and I'm gonna keep doing. I'm not talking about the way everybody reports. I'm talking about the number I have to sit on hold and do a formal complaint, and I will do it over and over and over again until it does what it needs to do. If you're gonna keep doing what.
And we are legion. I don't know what to tell you. You can try as much as you want, but as you can tell by RH, you can never make anybody leave the internet. You can do whatever you want to do, but you can never make anybody leave the internet. Get over it. That's not how the internet works. I know that there's some people that think that's how that works and they're crusaders, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But we can put warning signs around people and say, hey, look at that weirdo. Maybe stay away from them. They're dangerous. And that's safe. That's safe to say. It's part of commentary. It's part of that's why like Steph is putting warning signs all around Coley. I didn't know anything about Coley until I watched Steph and I was like, Coley's like not good. And so like, yeah, there's a reason why people comment and I'm for it. And you can make threats and keep coming at me. That's whatever. I'm invincible.
Y'all did, because you know good and damn well that nobody sat up here and said they wanted to harm themselves last night.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Nobody said that they wanted to do that, and I didn't report that.
I don't give a flying shit if you don't like me talking about mental health.
I mean, I don't.
The right to talk about mental health. Zaya has the right to talk about mental health. Crazy Mom has the right to talk about.
And we have the right to comment about it.
Mental health. We're not giving out any medical advice to anybody. We're sharing information. I know y'all called it stupid websites, but we're utilizing the National Institute for Mental Health, all of those main websites that everybody would go to look up information. They're not just silly websites, okay? I have them all linked in every description. And then we talk about our own experience.
Psych2Go is okay if you don't know anything about mental health. But if you know something about mental health and you have something to share and you have a panel that can share, Psych2Go is like the very light explanation of things. And sometimes not perfect, really. But it's all right. It's okay. It's like the Veggie Tales of Psych, like it's whatever,
experiences. And that's it. We don't tell anybody anything to do except to, please seek medical.
You can say what works for you. So what works for me, for instance, with anxiety is if I am dealing with an anxiety issue is grounding exercises. And there's ways to do that. You can talk about things like that and say that's what works for me and my experience, but like, definitely see a therapist or whatever. That's fair. But like I was critical of how you guys were sharing information, because when you read information, whether it's the Grammys or Psych or whatever, you're using other people's videos and just reading verbatim what so and so an article for Teen Vogue said, and that like is just kind of funny because people can easily find that info on their own. So share something different, something interesting, or something personal, or something moving, or something. But Psych to go. I mean, yeah, it's the Veggie Tales of Psych. Good job.
Advice from a doctor. We say that multiple times throughout the lives. So y'all can miss me with your lies and your fake BS that you say. And here's the thing: if you don't like it, don't watch. I mean, nobody's forcing you to watch. I mean, are your lives that miserable and pathetic that you have to sit there and watch and then go complain about it?
No, but maybe we derive joy from watching your stupidity. Maybe.
Because no matter how much you do it, I'm not going to stop talking about mental health. In fact, I'm about to amp it up because that's.
Where's your nose? I just want to know where your nose is, Meg. Meg, can you at least put a nose on? Because it's really distracting. It's like Boulder Meg. Like I don't know. Like it's house Slytherin there. I don't know.
One of the main reasons why I started this channel was to talk about addiction and mental health. So y'all are about to see a whole lot more. So I mean,
gosh, addiction I could like talk about all day, but like from the perspective of being victims of addicts and how fucked up they can put your life through. But excuse, I'm the real victim. I suffer from a disease. Let me smash up everybody's lives. Yeah. Well, make sure you share that part of it.
And get used to it, because I don't care how many times you get mad, how many times you complain. I'm going to keep doing it, and you're not going to stop me. So how about that?
You ain't gonna do shit. All you're gonna do is cry. You're guaranteed to fucking cry about it. That's all you're gonna do.
I rarely cry. You don't know me.
Just cry about it online. Cry about it online. Nobody gives a goddamn. But I'm glad nobody has to learn shit from you because you're all fucking stupid. Like you're a fucking idiot. You're a horrible dude and you're a worse bitch. No matter how you slice that, you are.
Sometimes I'm a dude. Sometimes I'm a bitch. It depends on what day of the week it is, apparently. Sometimes I'm transitioning towards a man. And sometimes I'm transitioning towards a woman, and it's all debatable with Wolf, like which direction I go. Like, it just depends on whichever insult he wants to hurl at me. So sometimes I'm a dude, sometimes I'm a woman, sometimes I'm a bitch, sometimes I'm I don't know what. But whatever. Is Wolf weekly news on Meg's channel? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, his weekly updates. Yeah, like Clown Report, I think. Yeah, they regurgitate the same old gripes. That's true. My issue with mental health is exactly having to. Oh yeah, not drinking. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, alcohol is one of the worst drugs to get off of. I mean, we always think of opioids, but alcohol is really, really deadly to try to get off of. Like it's really, really terrible. And everybody thinks like with alcohol, the first thing that'll go is your liver, but it ruins your brain and it can give you seizures, and it's just So yeah, I actually try not to drink so much myself because it tends to make me more depressive. And so I'll be a really, really drawly drinker like the night of, and then the very next day I'll be like crash out. So I drink very, very occasionally, and then I always kind of know like if I drink too much, there's probably a penalty to pay for the next 2 days, and just sort of buckle up for that.
Piece of shit. As a man or a woman, you're a piece of shit. Period.
Somebody has a good comment here. Because
I didn't think it was stupid. I needed that info, and they suck. Well, Sunday, there are some better resources for you, but
Sunday was here last night.
Yes,
so
she was.
The live was great last night. That was great. It was great, informative. I mean,
it was good.
Great.
Crazy Mom had a lot of good stuff that she brought.
Right.
Yeah, you did well. You did well.
Can we just vote Zaya off the island for boredom?
But they're jealous. Anything we do good, they can't stand.
Definitely not jealous. What am I jealous of? Like a ranting maniac that wants to unalive like whatever their nemesis troll is of the day. No, not a pathological liar, and somebody that's like, yeah, whatever. I have nothing else to give, like other than just like little platitudes, like not jealous of either one of you guys, but okay.
And we're all better than this.
Yeah, I mean,
they hate us because they ain't us.
We had a nice little group of people in here, and the chat was moving and moving and moving. People were really into what we were talking about. And Crazy Mom had brought 3 little short videos that were very informative, but that's okay because we're going to pick up where we left off next Thursday and continue the live.
From a psychopath like Spackle anyway, a frog crazy dickhead. Who wants to learn to help from Spackle? Nobody. You jealous, Spackle? You jealous because Megs actually and Zai actually do their research? You mad because
research? Oh wow, Psych2Go videos is research, guys. Hey Megan, have you ever read any psych books? Like, gosh, how about this one? This is a really popular one. How about The Body Keeps the Score? You should read that one. How about that? Do you ever read any books?
Right. I'm going to mute for a second so I can throw those screenshots in. I thought I had put them in so I can show everybody. So y'all just keep talking.
Like she's mad that, like I said, she's one thing he is jealous about is because you built your
he, whatever.
On your own. He built his channel off the back of the anti-K days and fucking Unirock.
Jealousy is like the lamest like comeback, and usually women do that to other women, which is interesting that Wolf's doing it. But she's just jealous, which is like the laziest comeback ever, and oftentimes is wrong. I mean, half of Aaron's chat usually uses that excuse. She's just jealous whenever they want to come back at somebody, and it's just lazy. Yeah, he claims to be an alpha male. So my introduction to Wolf was really weird. It was on Twitter, and he was picking fights with people, and he's all because he was defending Steve McRae. And he said that he was going to show Steve McRae detractors, no mercy, I'm going to go for real, and started like coming at everybody. And my introduction to Wolf was him threatening violence. And it was really bizarre. And I was like, who is this dude? I don't even know. Had no idea. He was just an avatar and another foot soldier for McRae in my mind. So I didn't take him very seriously, except that I thought he was a bit deranged in what he was saying. And but more comical, less deranged than I want to bury you alive, like he said to Alice, but more comical, like he wanted to fight Unirock. Well, Unirock has something really fucked up with his shoulder, and he is disabled to some degree, and he wanted to fight Unirock, and people are like, you can't, he can't physically do that. Like, you're gonna have to fight somebody else. Because we weren't really very serious. Like, nobody really thought like this was like really serious. And he's like, I used to be an MMA and da 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 da. And then like he's like, fight me. And he's like challenging everybody to fights. And then he went after Menace, and Menace is like, I'm in Canada, yo. Like, and also I'm an adult, like, and I'm out of this shit. Like, you do you. And then Navy, because he's cringy, I guess, he was like, I'll be your Huckleberry. I'll fight you. And like, oh my gosh. And so like Wolf starts it, and then Navy says, okay, well, Texas has mutual combat. And then Wolf goes and Flacco Zulus him, and is like, no, you're, oh my gosh, he came at me. And then he said more violent stuff on that account, and he ended up getting canceled. And so, oh no, how sad. But he's all bluster and stuff like that. And then when somebody comes in and says, okay, I'll take you up on it, which I don't recommend, by the way, I'm against, but it was funny to watch anyway. Wolf will be like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I wanted to fight the crippled guy. Like, he just runs off. I wanted to fight a woman. Like, that's how he is. And so like he's pretty cowardly. I don't take him very seriously, in the sense that like he's a lot of bluster and toughness from his recliner. I don't think he leaves as a recliner. I picture Wolf on a smelly ass recliner that like is like from the 1980s that like he inherited from his mom. I doubt he purchased his house. I bet he inherited it from a family member, and he doesn't leave it. He just like chills and stuff like that, and he screams on the internet all day. And instead of being like, Wolf, maybe did you take a walk? Did you meet some friends or do anything? They're probably like, yeah, Wolf, you do you, and they probably cheer it on. But I picture him as some guy that just like like angry man screams from recliner, you know, like that's what I envision in my head at least. And so while he's screaming he's screaming heinous stuff at random people. I don't like Cheshire at all, but some of the stuff he says to Cheshire, I'm like, oh. And some of the stuff he says to Alice, I don't like Alice. Whoa, like that's a little deranged, dude. Calm down, reel that back some. Nobody's reeling him back. His good friends that care about mental health are like, yeah, exactly. Wolf doesn't do nothing. Roll up. Roll up, roll up. It's pull up, pull up, pull up. And I just think it's funny. He came at me 30 style boxing and I put up your dukes. I remember that. Put up your dukes, man. Yeah, whatever. It's hard to like not laugh at this. It is really funny, and then you realize, oh, he's kind of out there. I generally used to mute him and not respond to him, but she's been using him as a flak wall, so now I have to talk to him, which is fine, but like I feel bad because he's clearly mentally ill, like in a more serious way than I am. And again, I'm not trying to bash mental illness, but like there are some things where if you're not getting the help you need, you might go down a rabbit hole of antisocial behavior. And so I don't know, like just maybe give him a talk, Megan, and say like, hey, let's not like threaten people's lives on live stream. I mean, how hard is that? How hard is that?
We ain't never gotta say you know I can do shit well. You know I can help you build your channel, dude.
Dude.
Oh, so that's where Spackle's audience comes from? Is
Spackle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, actually, Zaya, I'll educate you since you don't seem to know anything. I came from the Great Debate community, and actually, a huge amount of my subs are from that. And that's prior to Steve McRae joining. So you're looking at like 2013 on. And then I also, kind of a weird thing, I fell into Lulz cow watching. And so you might know like channels like the Geek Room, Dragnot, Lulz Cow TV, Burnt Toast. I knew Burnt Toast when she was a baby crouton and didn't have a channel. Now she's the biggest. Well, she was a Molly Golightly detractor, but now she's a big Bullhorn Betty detractor. And Burnt Toast is pretty cool. Still friends with Burnt Toast actually. I came from that zone long before Unirock. And I knew Steve McRae because of the Great Debate community, and then he tried to hijack it. I remember that because that's what he does. He moves into an existing successful system, a social system where people are more charismatic than him and already put in place. And then he will try to grab that community and take it over. And then it falls apart. As soon as he's able to get some power, it will fall apart and break into pieces because he has the charisma of a sloth, and he's about as lazy as one too. So maybe I'm insulting sloths. I kind of like them too much, but I just picked one. Mental health isn't the issue. He's insecure about his masculinity. Maybe Wilson. That's a good call. I didn't even think about that. But he seems really obsessed with my gender, which is really weird. Happy Jesus. There was a great debate before Steve. I thought Steve invented the great debate, and he's the president of atheism. He's the president of right-wing atheism, apparently, because he was not successful and he was rejected by liberal atheists. So then he started attacking trans people for clickbait, and so now he's a right-wing atheist. He's the president of the right-wing side, and his running mate is probably David Silverman, I'm guessing. So they were Me Too'd, and it was terrible and awful, and these poor men's lives matter.
Spackle was a troll for 2 years and nobody wanted nothing to do with it, right?
I was a troll for 2 years. I've been on the internet for like 13 years, but okay, I'm a troll for 2 years. I'm a detractor. I think of myself as like a political cartoonist, but I am definitely not just a troll. I'm not just a commenter. I do a lot of things actually. I like philosophy. I like psychology. I like debate. I like politics. I weirdo watch, and it's sort of an escape from the wildness that we're seeing in the world today, as far as like politics and stress and war and fear and daily things. So sometimes weirdo watching is sort of a outlet to kind of lulls at weird people. Like, gosh, that's really strange. But it's not where I started. It actually isn't my favorite thing for some reason, but I end up getting sucked into it.
And Unirock found a use for dude and put him to work and put him in Discord.
So Unirock, gosh, how to explain that? So Unirock and I were enemies like in 2018, 2019. Steve grabbed a hold of Unirock McRae and tried to use him as a wind-up doll and set him our way to attack my group because we were detracting from Steve and he needed a big stick. And so he always grabs somebody, similar to the way Meg is using Wolf. He'll always grab somebody to do battle on his behalf and champion for him. And so he tried to use Unirock to champion for him. But Unirock actually, with some work and reason and talking to him rationally and talking to multiple people in community, Unirock actually apologized and backtracked. And then Steve lost his mind. And then Unirock and Steve had like a big fight and a beef. And it went on and on and on. And then Unirock was part of busting frauds. Now, they were talking about fraud and bashing somebody that had a fraud issue. But what's interesting is in the case of Julie saying, hey, look, this person wasn't telling the truth and I'm so sorry. With the pickle situation, like they were bashing on Julie. And I think it's stupid because Julie, as soon as she found out, she was very transparent and ethical about it. And like, hey, like this happened. I'm so sorry. We with HIPAA standards and stuff like that, it's really hard to disprove that somebody has an illness, whether it's cancer or whatever. It's really, really difficult to sort of disprove that sort of thing. So how did we catch Ilya then? Well, Ilya was saying things that didn't make sense to people with cancer. So people like Exiled who have suffered with cancer, and some other people that suffered with cancer said, what Ilya is saying doesn't make any sense to me. And they were the ones that actually said, hey, that doesn't make sense. So with Ilya Moon and not Siwa Moon, walk with me, guys, Ilya Moon. Ilya Moon was outed and confessed that she was frauding people with Nate the lawyer. And that's how that happened. Now, Uni does not do well in a lot of things, but that one he did well. And the reason why he did well is because he had the backup of Negative and the backup of Nate the lawyer and the backup of Exiled and people that were very thoughtful and methodical players. And that's how he was able to bust and be part of busting Ilya Moon. But like Nate the lawyer was the one that interviewed her. She broke. He just did his police stuff. And, hey, we're just talking here. I know that this is happening. And she just broke. She broke and admitted it. And, there it was. So the problem with what got the attention with that, prior to that, also, I'm just going to say it, Cheshire and Manya were evil during that time. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, they've turned a new leaf. But at that time, they doxed one of the whistleblowers for Ilya. The first person to blow the whistle was actually from the debunking community for Flat Earth. She blowed the whistle and like really extreme attacks were happening from both Cheshire, Manya, some unknown sock that doxed her, but it was on behalf of Team's Red's Rhetoric, and his 10,000 subs. Cheshire and Manya, all were coming at this girl, and really, really, really fucked up shit. And they doxed her house, they doxed her name. I mean, really bad. And so, so I have no love for Cheshire and Manya. I think that they're twisted and liars and really bad shit. But I digress because I'm going to polarize people. But my point is that Ilya was outed and then there was double downtime. Even after she confessed, people were freaking out, like going, how do we pretend like this isn't happening? And then what was happening too is that we were seeing juggle the funds back and forth, back and forth. And what they were doing is they're shifting the funds around from Reg Reddick to Sean, not this Sean, another Sean. And they were just shuffling the funds around. Most of the time when you do a fundraiser, if you do a GoFundMe, by the way, you can directly put it in someone's account. You can say, hey, this is going directly to that person. And you can be as transparent as you possibly can and put it directly to the person. If people are playing shuffle the funds and going in between, start to get concerned, start to worry, because that also is a big red flag. But if somebody does something out of the kindness of their own heart and they say, I want to help a friend with cancer, and they believe it to be true, and there isn't enough evidence to say anything otherwise, then, you know, like when the person finds out and they say, hey, I found out and I made this mistake, that is something different. That is something different than what we saw with Reg Rhetoric, Ilya Moon, Cheshire, and Manya. That is something really different. And Steve McRae. Those guys did something way different than what Julie did. Not comparable. Julie was upfront, honest, and the only thing that Julie did wrong was being kind to somebody. And so fuck you guys for attacking her for that, because again, people, I don't hold people accountable for falling for your bullshit, Megan. Like people fall for your shit and they give you money. It's not their fault. Like you know, but I think that you're a bullshitter. I think for sure. But you know, whatever.
And he's been with them till I got caught lying about Queen Bee and them last year. It's back with cry. I'm sorry, I gotta leave. I can't stand by this.
So with the Queen Bee thing, Unirock picked a fight with JLR, and everybody said don't pick a fight with JLR, and he did. And then JLR did a cease and desist letter, which he gives liberally to everybody. And then Unirock made it out to be something that it wasn't. And when we asked to see the letter, he went double down time. And the whole point was basically he was stressing out Queen Bee and saying like JLR is going to threaten your family and stuff like that. And Queen Bee is like worried about her own family, and he was needlessly stressing her out. Unfortunately, and really drawing out this letter thing. And so a lot of us had it because it was a lie, and he was doubling down on this lie, and the letter wasn't what he said it was. And he was needlessly stressing Queen Bee out. And so we said, that's it. Queen Bee is in like the true crime kind of stuff. She does panels on the true crime stuff. So anyway, so yeah, we had enough, and there was conversations, there was come to Jesus moments, and he just wouldn't have it. He went to double down time, and so you can say I'm crying, but my thing, what I was saying I was crushed about, wasn't really Unirock. I'm not a creator-centric person, but I did care about a lot of Unifam people, and I was really bummed because I was like, well, I have some good connections here, but I'm forced to leave because of this jackass. I mean, I knew he was a jackass in 2018, but I thought like he was sort of like those guys that are just dumb but maybe mean well. But I take that back. So, I mean, do I eat crow? Yeah, absolutely. But in that moment, I think I did something ethical. You can talk about me crying, but I did something that I think was the right thing to do, because like needlessly stressing out somebody about their family safety just because you want clicks and views, that's not cool.
This anymore, and left crying like a bitch. Left the Discord, and the rest of them left last year. That's where his sorry ass comes from. Yeah, no wonder the fucking Looney Tunes. He believes in fucking Unirock.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're a fucking Looney Tune, sick bastard. And like I said, you're racist to me before I ever talked about your gender. My hate for you has nothing to do with your fucking gender, because you're a fucking racist.
So I called him MMA puppy when he came at us. So he was coming at us like, I'll fight you, and he's got this wolf avatar, and I was like, okay, MMA puppy, because he said he did MMA, and like it's really hard to take that very seriously. Hi, Lizzie. So we were just like, okay, puppy dog, and that has nothing to do with race. That has something to do with threat level. You're making threats to us, and we're saying you're not all that threatening, buddy. And that's what that came from. But he assigned it to racism, even though he's just a talking avatar to me at that point. Like he's just an avatar. Like I don't know anything about his race at that point. So like this claim is really stupid, but whatever. Now, what other people do, that's a whole nother thing, but like from my perspective, that's where I was at. I don't like the term mutt. Somebody used that term. I think that is a more risky term. That's not a term I used, but I did use MMA puppy.
Don't put that on your gender. I don't care what gender you are. You're racist, period. You're a racist man, I hate you. Racist woman, I hate you. You need to learn something. Go read a book. You
I do read books, but do you?
are the fucking problem. Okay? Yeah, I know you don't get that because you obviously got a problem interpreting shit. All you motherfuckers. You thought you were being cute with that hyena shit, right, Spackle? For those that don't understand what Spackle was trying to do there, that was Spackle just trying to find another way to dehumanize me and call me a fuck.
If your avatar is a thing or an animal, you're going to be referred to that thing. So, like, for instance, in my chat here, I have Wilson. Hey, Wilson, where's Wilson? If I make ball jokes to Wilson, it doesn't mean necessarily I hate all men. If I, you know, call him a soccer ball instead of a volleyball, like he's an object, like in this case, like Wilson is. I happen to be an angel with a tilted halo. My halo is hinting to you that I'm not that innocent and not that holy, right? Because it's tilted, right? That's the joke. The obvious joke and go-to that people go for me is unholy Spackle or some rendition of it, or you're a devil, like G-Man used to call me the devil. It is like the opposite of what my avatar says. It makes sense because you're responding to an avatar, and so you made an avatar of an AI image that did not look like a wolf but looked like a hyena. So of course I addressed it. And then I happened to address some weird facts about hyenas because you seemed obsessed by gender. And I just happened to point out that hyenas, females, have something called a pseudo beep boop. And that pseudo part allows them to mate with men, which is wild. and it's not as much of a dominance issue, but a social issue. And it's just sort of a weird fact about hyenas. And I thought I'd just share that with you since you seem obsessed with gender and stuff. And that is an example of an animal with kind of an obscure gender, actually. It can be easily, easily mistaken if you don't look for the balls, actually. So kind of a fun fact. I used to work at the San Diego Zoo. I don't anymore, but I did. So animal facts for you right there.
Fucking animal.
Oh yeah, always.
What you trying to do that? Call me a fucking animal. Well, if I'm an animal, bitch, come over here and get bit. I bet you won't pull up.
You as a human being are for sure a human being, and I award you that dignity. That's why I don't threaten you. That's why I would never say the things that you say to me or Alice to you. And so for that, like, obviously, but your avatar is fair game, buddy.
Because when you get here, you're gonna be a threat to my family. And two, I'm gonna treat you like a dude and beat you.
Nobody. Whoa, you want to beat me? Okay, so, geez. So, okay. So, I can't even, nobody's pulling up to your house, buddy. Like, I don't know, like, what your laws are in your state. I haven't looked up your state laws, but I know, like, for instance, we'll use Florida as an example. Florida has the stand your ground law, and then, like, Texas has castle law, and California keeps waffling between castle law and duty to retreat. I never beckon people. If you're a responsible person, and especially if you enjoy your Second Amendment rights, if you're a responsible person, you don't pull a Dina or a Red's Rhetoric or a Wolf and say, pull up, come to my house, come to my house, come to my house. You don't do that nonsense. He thinks he's Mr. Tough Guy. I know the laws. I'm not stupid. And also, I don't want to do any harm. I don't want to harm anybody. I don't know why you fantasize about wanting to harm me. I don't fantasize about wanting to harm you. And so whatever. But you just said that you wanted me to pull up And when I do, I'm quote unquote a threat to your family, and you will treat me like a dude. You will change my gender so you can have an excuse in your mind, at least. You can have an excuse to hit me and beat me like a dude. Okay. Yet you're the protector of women. I'm actually a woman. I'm just saying. And so I guess you have to tell everybody I'm a different gender so you have an excuse to beat me up. That's kind of weird, dude. Like, and they're like, exactly. Yes, Wolf. That's right. You do it. And I'm like, dude, that's deranged, man. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna read. Let's see. Texas has blow your ass off your property law. Yeah, castle law, I think. Yeah. Um, and everybody has a right to defend their family. Obviously, I'm a big fan of being prepared, but I also never want to actually harm people. I worked briefly with an organization. I'll just say that. And one of these organizations taught you that if you ever have to pew pew, that you obviously do it for good reason, and you never brandish, you never make threats, you never do any of this bullshit. He says he's not a pew pew owner. Thank God. Thank God for your own safety. I can see you looking down the barrel by accident because you're I'm a stupid idiot. You'd be on one of those fail YouTube videos, my God. But like you're still making threats. You're still imagining beating people. At one video, you said you wanted a baseball bat. Like, get a grip, dude. That's like threatening felony assault. I don't understand why you have this weird daydream fantasy where you're inviting people over to your house. Like, we are just people like you. And I don't care if you're really, really mad or really, really enraged. It's still wrong. Like it's a weird thing to want to do. So nobody's gonna be pulling up because nobody's that stupid, and you're not worth it. And honestly, like I'm just sort of more of a self-defense person. I am not an aggressor in any way. I do value human life, even if it's your stupid human life. My God.
The fucking ass. Oh, my property.
So you can see here, this is the letter. I know that you can't see the whole thing. And if anybody would like to read the entire thing, just let me know and I'll send you, can forward it to you in an email, screenshot, whatever you want. But you could see that it says it didn't. This is when I got the.
So if you report anybody, and I'm not saying report anybody, but I'm saying if you do report anybody, make sure it's for real. Don't false report like this. Like this was a false report, and now she has the leverage of saying, oh, that's a false report. I did not report your mental health stream actually, but she keeps saying that because I did say I reported the previous stream. She supposedly reported my my community tab, and so whatever, like but and Wolf's words cry about it. So she mad about people criticizing her as a mental health advocate.
Shaming. Just because I can't speak perfectly like everybody else because I'm severely dyslexic. I think I handled the lie very well.
I didn't know you were dyslexic. Thanks for the info, I guess. I'm dyscalculate. Hi.
Last night and had all of everything I wanted to say. Sometimes I get, I trip up on my words. They're in my head, but they don't always come out. It's part of my dyslexia. I've explained that so many times.
Did anybody come for her dyslexia? I didn't even know she was dyslexic. What's happening? Can you do a Nurse Ratched impression again? Oh, I don't know how to do a Nurse Ratched impression. I would have to think about that. I'm sorry. It's not, if I did do that, I don't remember how to do it.
But here you are shaming somebody again. But I don't know any 3-year-olds that can tell you about mental health at all. So you're an idiot.
I don't know. Let's get Baby X on. Can Baby X tell us about mental health? Like, I don't know. What is he, 3? No, you just gave the VeggieTales version of what it's like to have depression at best. And that is, I guess, a level of understanding. Some of us also wrestle with depression, and I just think that there was a lot of information that people can give and share that is far more important than just a great overview of like a very remedial overview of a situation. And I think the funniest thing was when she talked about like sometimes she looks out the window and she feels depressed because of the weather or something, and like that's sad, and like that's not exactly what that is. But it's so funny how mad she is about this, because it's really simple. It was not very informative and it wasn't that great. But um, she's mad. She's mad. And so I did go on further and I said, let me clear the subtitles here. Would you like to change or accept? Yes, change. We're going to change it. We're going to say subtitles off. Okay, let me just clear it. There you go. I said super helpful mental health advice from the betrayer is to tell your friends when you need help. So she did say in the chat that you need to talk to your friends when you need help and blah, blah, blah. So presumably their friend that they betrayed did that. Hey, I'm struggling with this issue or whatever. And you run and you talk to them and whatever. And that's normal things, except they're not safe people. And when they're mad because you left them, they'll go live and tell everybody about your unalive attempts. That was my point. Now she's going to twist this and say that she never asked somebody to come up on the live and tell about their unalive attempt. But that's an intentional misdirect on purpose. She's a gaslighter. This is what she does. So she'll take what she knows. She knows what I'm referring to. She knows that I'm referring to her attacking her ex-friends and dragging that all out and letting Wolf rant for 3 streams, not just one, 3 streams about him. And I'm like, yeah, you're a safe person to tell. You're a good friend, you know. As soon as you have a falling out or somebody walks away, you know, or even if you decide you don't like them, because we've seen that before. Yeah, yeah, that's a serious concern. If you're going to be a mental health advocate and then you're betraying your friends about mental health issues, then yeah, it's a serious concern.
Oh, obviously you hanging with 3-year-olds, Spackle, huh? That sounds like a problem. Stop hanging with.
Why are you so perverse, you weirdo?
Right.
Ooh, that's scary.
So,
you around kids? You shouldn't be around children.
and we never
I shouldn't be around children. Yeah, you should talk.
said, we never told anybody to come up here and talk about their unaliving story. Not one time did we encourage anybody to do that. We said,
that's not what I said, Megan, and you know it. Gaslighter.
Come up and talk about your mental health struggles or your struggles with addiction. You know, we're doing it to help people. It's funny how y'all have friends that talk about this stuff, and it's okay if they do it. You know.
Well, they haven't like outed people's like stuff all over the place. That's kind of the problem. Hi, Lono. Good to see you. Long time no see.
Like your friend Bliss Chris and stuff, but nobody else can do it.
I'm not friends with Bliss Chris. If you haven't got the memo, like we're not friends. We're not enemies. We're not anything. We've clashed more than anything, probably. I don't wish her ill will. I don't think she wishes me ill will, but being that she's not in my circle, she's not my problem.
Your friend Cindy, but nobody else can do it. Yeah, nobody else can do it.
Cindy is not in my circle. Cindy and I have interacted a couple times. We've actually been interacting fairly well. Not my buddy.
Only the people who like you are nothing but a troll, Spackle. That's all.
You can keep telling me what I am, but I know who I am.
All you've ever been known. Everybody that I've ever talked to.
Everybody I've ever talked to, like Steve McRae.
Before I even knew you.
Like Aaron.
Warned me and said she is a troll. She has been known as a troll on the internet for 10 plus years.
You know who also is a troll? Aaron.
And here you are trolling and mass reporting. But that
I don't mass report, but I knew that if I admitted to reporting you back after you reported me, because you guys were threatening me and were being bigots, and you were threatening somebody else. I did report the non-mental health stream that was prior to that, but not the mental health stream. But you're a gaslighter and a liar. Now somebody else may have reported it, but not me.
That's okay. Because
come here, be a threat.
I'll
fuck you up. I mean that.
Why do you keep asking me to come over? At this point, it's really kind of weird. Can you stop? Like, that's really strange. I don't want to. For one, I live in paradise. I don't want to go over there.
I mean, that never consider the word. You want that ass whooping? Bring your ass here and be threatened my family, and I will fuck you up. Or treat you like a dude you are. Or like a bitch you are. Whichever one you want to be.
First I'm a dude, then I'm a bitch. He can't decide. Like he himself is unsure. It's really funny. You like Cindy and I can have conversations and not be like rah at each other. So I got so much shit about Cindy.
None of them. The thing is, none of them will ever face us. You know, face to face. They do this only because they can hide.
I mean, do you want the link, Megan? Megan, just you, not Zaya, not Wolf, but just you. For just you, I'll drop the link. I'm not afraid of you. Remember, I went and talked to Aaron and Tina. I caught you at the same time. Trust me, I'm not afraid of you.
Oh man, but they won't never show up. Yeah. We'll be so bad, but you won't show up, huh? We'll be so weak.
Yeah, I'm scared of you. Maybe it's because I don't want to hurt the person that clearly needs to be on the coloring table.
But you won't pull up, huh? Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, I just, we wouldn't even be mentioning her name if she wouldn't be doing stuff like this. I wouldn't even.
Like, he needs a set of crayons and maybe Play-Doh. You know, when you're in a family dinner and you're like having a conversation and there's the person that just can't hang. Like, well, I don't want to have this conversation with you because like all you do is like not make sense and then you get violent and I don't want to do that. So you can take your little crayons and your coloring book and your Play-Doh and just hang out over there. But I would talk to Megan. Megan, if you want to talk, come on up.
I would be thinking about her because she is a nobody piece of shit.
She was never mentioned the other night.
I would not even be thinking
I haven't even thought about this person all week. So.
Yeah,
I got a life. I got things to do.
We didn't mention our last 2 streams, and she had never mentioned us.
I want to change.
All right, so who wants attention? Smackle wants attention.
You won't let me change.
I'm just a commenter. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just commenting. Oh yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Erin, I think Erin thinks it's like a big thing, like I'm gonna drop a link, just show up, put up or show up. And I'm not usually dance for me, like they're doing. But in that case, I did come up because when am I gonna get a chance to talk to Erin and Tina at the same time? And that's why I clicked the link. Because normally I always do things on my terms. But in that case, I clicked the link because I was like, oh, well, having Tina on that hang was just too delicious. So that's why I clicked that one. But whatever. And Tina, Aikatsu's style of arguing is, it's really kind of hilarious to break down. Tina Aikatsu's style of arguing is moral outrage. And then if I yell and am passionate enough, I'm the right one. And so as long as she keeps yelling and is passionate enough, she's the right one. And I'm sure for people that are sensitive about people that are strangers yelling at them, that kind of works for them. And she can bulldoze over and intimidate people. But for me, in went out ear out the other. I got a shield. Pew 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 pew. Like it doesn't matter. The only thing I had was a slight headache from Tina. Tina has kind of a shrill voice. But like you can tell that Tina is used to just yelling her way through and getting people to fall in line. And so, every single night, I mean, I'll give it to them. They're consistent. They have no life apparently. Like you can see how little I go live and I don't really have much going on either. Like honestly, I do some things with some of my neighbor friends and but my life's been a little bit quiet really since the pandemic. Just people have moved out of state and stuff like that. But like they really do this like all the time. They're live quite often, more than most channels I know, which is really pretty interesting. So they have a lot of time they cut out, which is fascinating.
Yeah, give you some ass over attention.
Do you have too many tabs open?
Probably.
Oh,
No,
there you
there
go.
it goes. It was
Okay,
frozen.
there, right there.
I needed to get back here because this is where I had most
So either Megan has a potato laptop or potato internet. I'm not sure which.
of my screenshots. I had to put a little overflow in another brand because I filled it
Oh,
up.
boy.
But yeah, we may not look at everything. You know, I always put in a little extra, but it'll be fast.
Like I said,
So,
you were racist before your gender shit ever got talked about. Nobody cares about fucking gender. I don't care about it.
I don't feel like I'm racist. I'm not going to tell you to feel however you want to. You're welcome to, but in the situation that you are using as an excuse to do whatever you want, this is your I can do whatever you want to you card. It doesn't even make sense in that situation, because in that situation I didn't even know who you were. You were just a face and an avatar at that time. But you have called me that since that interaction, and I think it's really stupid. And I can comment on your stupid avatar. I can comment on your stupid persona and avatar. It's your persona. It's your tough guy alpha wolf persona that I'm taking a shot at. It's not you as a person as far as race goes, but that persona that you project, like you're a projector of women, you're an ex MMA fighter, you're supposedly an ex porn dude. Ew. Like whatever that persona is, that is make funnable. Like I'm sorry, but that is fair game.
You're racist. Period. I'm a creature.
I'm not making fun of your actual identity, if that makes
I'm
sense.
fucking racist. Period.
yeah, so it started. If y'all remember,
What is your favorite Meg-ism? You idiot. You idiot. You won't bully us. I never said what I said. Now, granted, she hasn't said I never said what I said, but you know what I mean. She gaslights. We see her do this all the time. She does the thing, she says the thing, and she goes, I didn't do it, and expects us to be like, oh, yeah, okay. Like it's Men in Black, and she just flashed us. Okay. Oh, you're right. We're just crazy over here. And then you drove me to stick a on my arm. That was from something that she screamed and yelled, like when she was crying, and and it was just a deflection. And people, it's not about addiction. It's more about the behavior of deflection and manipulation. And that was the point of that.
Spackle made this poll, right? And it said you drove
Before
me
that,
to stick a needle
before that,
in my
remember the
arm.
AI dog picture, the AI dogs and shit, 3 weeks back. 3 weeks, yeah,
Oh yeah, I mean she's been doing all kinds. There's other posts
Not sorry about that poll.
too you can that she's
Yeah.
saying on me, but
Yeah.
this is addict shaming right
Come and
here.
dog in my
We
face.
have a great live
Like
on
the fucking
Monday
Paul
about the
Frank, bitch.
dangers of addict shaming. So
Hi,
tune in for that.
Simons. Hi,
Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah. Who puts that up there, right? And that lie that was going on that night had nothing to do
That
with
was her compliment.
nothing. Yeah, had nothing to do with that at all. But she's fucking
Right.
compliment,
It was a really.
You clapped at me.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Erin was rage hairbrushing. It was really freaky. I was like, wow, she's like pulling out her hairs by the roots or something. Like, what's going on? Like rage hairbrushing. Like it was funny as fuck. Like that was the point where I almost laughed on stream. Actually, I looked up and went, "Oh," and then I looked away, because if I kept watching it, I would have started laughing, and then that would have like made like Tina scream more. So I was like, "Oh." But yeah, rage hair.
Really good
You got
live.
clapped back on, you bitch.
Right.
And then you cry about it. You clap back.
Am I bitch? Am I man? I don't know. Now we're looking at Lulz Cal University. I think. So that's Rebus, right?
Me, dirt, my feelings are hurt.
I gotta
Fuck
clear
your
some of
feelings,
these
dude.
old ones out.
You more
So-
bitch than a bitch, dude.
Yeah. Let me see where I'm at.
Now where are you at?
I'm gonna go.
Of course. Oh, y'all. I don't know if you knew, but Alice got into a little tiff this week with Manya and Chesh.
I'm not surprised. They're all terrible people.
And they
Oh,
blocked her.
yeah.
They all fell
I
out with
haven't.
each other.
It was
Mhm.
two
So, like,
racist
they
They
versus
had a
sure
fight?
did. Yep. Alice
Racist
made
on
some
racist
kind of
racist.
really racist remark, which I can't
Yep.
believe I'm saying this, but I actually agreed with Chesh and Manya
Yeah.
on this.
But yeah, two racists
They
called her
were
out.
right in what they said to Alice about what she said was wrong.
Oh yeah.
I agreed with what they both said. Yes, I know. I
I
can't
know,
believe I'm
funny.
saying
Yeah.
for people
Like
of
they
color
for
and
millions of years.
immigrants
Come
and things like that. I'm like, wait a
I
just
understand
say
racism. What she done this
Um,
all day long? She stalked me all day long, neglecting her family, neglecting her husband that she claimed to have, because she was stalking me again. Every month.
So Riff tends to claim that him and Alice like hung out 5 years ago, and she's been after him for 5 years. But I'm pretty sure I saw them talking to each other friendly like 2 years ago. I could be wrong. But that claim of 5 years doesn't seem right. I think they were like hanging out like maybe I'm remembering wrong. It could be possible because like since the pandemic time is weird. But I'm pretty sure like it's not as long as he's saying.
Fucking day.
And no, Alice, the screenshots we brought up actually had something to do
Rejection.
Alice,
with
Alice.
because I know we
What
can have
else
more
we
than
got?
one, you know, several people up here
Yeah, oh yeah.
It could be the internet or something like that. It could be StreamYard.
handle.
Okay.
Internet sucks.
Okay, so you have that wrong because I see
Now,
you're
mind
trying to
your
respond to.
Not imagine living my life being
Side
that
chain.
miserable.
Okay, so Rando joins. Hi Rando. I'm not gonna try to pick on you, but I might respond to you.
I know
Yeah,
it's got to be awful to
Oh,
live
yeah.
this way. Like,
With
say
that
the
kind of hate
person
in your
that stalks
all
us
day.
all the time, me and Wolf,
I-
every single day. Can you
Yeah,
imagine
every day.
your whole life being based
Can you imagine if you had no nose? That'd be terrible.
around watching two people on the
Every
internet
day,
and being
watching me.
consumed with them day and
I'm nobody.
night?
I mean,
Can you imagine streaming every day of the week like Megan? Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm nobody. I'm just me. You know, nobody.
And and if you approach that individual, with those facts, they would, oh well, it's not that big of a deal. I just do it.
Listen, random lady, I wonder if you have ever noticed that he gives death threats on the regular to people. Have you noticed that? Like, is that not part of your equation when you think about people responding? That maybe that has an effect on people? Because like nobody is giving that back to him. I haven't seen anybody doing that to him.
Because it's funny, because I'm trolling.
oh yeah, they say
Yeah,
like,
it's past
she
over.
turns it around that
I mean, if you don't laugh at these idiots, you might cry or you might be duped. One of the two.
we're the stalkers.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
She goes
Okay.
to Meg's community tab, gets her message, bring it back, talk about Meg. When Meg clapped at her, she said, "You're stalking me. Bitch, you had to go get her shit."
Great.
There's
Like
no logic,
they
no
can.
common sense.
Somebody's watching me. Okay, let me see here. Look at that group on the panel. Yeah. Let's take a vote on what Zaya is actually doing during these lives. Listening intently, doing the laundry, road trip to Quick, or taking a nap. I think she's like doom scrolling. I picture her like doom scrolling, maybe like checking like the latest like info, like something like that. Like because she's such a minimal contributor. She's like, yeah, uh-huh, and it's like what they all do all day, uh-huh, like nothing to give, like no flavor at all, just really bland. Yeah, I don't know. It's something.
You're not allowed to respond.
Yeah, right. My mom already did that. My mom already fighter.
Actually, the first person to open fire upon me verbally was out of these people, Wolf. And then Megan, I called out for being the betrayer, and then she responded back because she hurt several people, and I am not fond of people that betray people. I'm not a big fan of that.
And you have every single right. And it's just, isn't that the whole point of talking to people
Yeah.
on the internet?
Yep.
Like
That's why they do it on
somebody,
that. They know they won't get that ass whooped on the internet. That's why. That's why they do it here. Yeah.
yeah, but
You know,
everybody,
in the real world, they get that ass whooped.
I would completely say everything that I say to any of your faces. I would totally do that. You do not know me. I would say it to your face and laugh in your face. What up?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They do this work.
everybody's a East Side, Compton Crip
Mhm.
went there on the
Online.
internet.
No, because I'm not the one making weirdo threats.
Mhm.
But they
I don't
ain't
pull
about
up.
that action in real life.
Yeah, well, yeah. They want to
The only person that's making those sort of threats is Wolf, and the only person encouraging and applauding it is Megan and Zaya, and I guess maybe you. I don't know, but maybe you don't know everything, and so I'm going to just take it because I see you as more of a viewer than a creator. Obviously, that's why I'm not even addressing your name. I see you as somebody that probably does not know the facts yet, and then you might one day wake up to who Aaron is and who Meg is and who a wolf is. Maybe someday you might wake up to it, but you don't know yet. You just don't
You got
know.
that life full up. Okay. But when they do,
Nobody's
like I said,
pulling up
you're
to
on my
your
property, you're
house.
threatening my family at that point. So I can handle you.
Nobody wants
I
to
think
come
everyone,
over.
everything.
I picture Wolf just randomly wearing like police issued armor on his dirty recliner that he never leaves, and he's just like pull up, and he's got a little baseball bat or something like because he keeps saying he's gonna hit us with bats. Like, dude, it's not normal. Like really, seriously, you're the only person yelling about that stuff. Like nobody else is doing it. Calm
You
down.
need to know.
By the way, anytime you say calm down, people don't calm down. But tranquilo, tranquilo.
And undo it, huh? Wonder why. Yeah, very.
And then it's just like, you know that it's, I just don't understand like why the lying is just so
Outrageous.
Where's the lie? Tell me where the lie is. Tell me where the lie
You make
is.
it up shit. Yeah.
oh my
Right.
god.
No baby.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? He's the one that's talking about beating people and watching them lowered into the ground alive. Where's the lie in that? Meg has betrayed people. Megan Wolf betrayed a friend and went on and on about an unalive attempt. Where's the lie in that? Show me where the lie is.
No basis in reality.
Oh,
Nothing.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
The
And
amount
it's
of
just
lies
like,
they put out.
and it's just
Like
like
the ones on Wolf and my daughter. I mean, just
Yeah.
those lies right there.
I've never met y'all.
that comes from so many different places. I feel like
Yeah.
they do that because
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
they
some
know
past comment
where
there
to
I can't
get
talk
you.
about.
You know, like you said,
Yeah,
they know
I know
where
what you mean, yeah.
what to say to get to you. They know like
Mhm.
addiction and
Because they don't have a ton of substance and a lot of it's on repeat, I feel like it would be really redundant for me to weekly follow them. Like, like it's a big investment. Like I'm spending time talking, like, uh, I don't know. I'm gonna need to get more high for this. Yes. Also, I do partake, Wolf, actually, on that. I will defend people's ability to partake. I think that people coming from for that is kind of a weird shot to take. But I will say this, and again, I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you what doctors have said to me, which is if you partake and you have a mental illness of any sort, and if you're medicated on that mental illness, there is a chance that by partaking with said substance that you can end up hearing voices and having kind of a psychotic break or what might look like schizoaffective, not schizophrenia, but schizoaffective, which is bipolar, and then it goes into mania and stuff. But I can tell you that they didn't say no, don't use it, but they said that you are at risk. Anybody that has depression, anybody that is on SSRIs or like items, if you partake, there is a small chance, whatever that is, they're saying that's for some people, it can be a trigger point and they can have a bad time. So that would be my only concern for somebody like Wolf is if you're partaking, just make sure you're also checking in with your therapist or whoever is keeping an eye on you because yeah, you could have a bad time. I'm just saying. But as far as the morality of partaking or not, I am somebody that thinks it is okay. But I also think that it is something to be considered, and it's something I have considered. It's like, well, I'm gonna have to watch this really closely. I'm gonna have to talk to the people that know me really well in my real life. I have a friend that's an RN that pays attention to me, and we talk quite often. I see my doctor, and the thing is like if somebody says you are acting XYZ in a way that you are losing touch with reality or having some sort of problem that is getting way over the top, then yeah, I expect the people near me to say something. So I wanted to say something because while I think weed is a liberty that people can partake in, I also think that liberty can be harmful to some people in some situations, and it's sort of a roll of the dice. So in my case, I haven't had a negative problem that I can see, and that other people, like I've even asked like feedback and stuff like that. But for some people, they can have a negative impact and they can start hearing voices, for instance. That is a big one. So yeah, weed is not a perfect drug, and it can have side effects just like any drug, and it can interact with things like other drugs. So just be careful. Unsolicited advice.
And anything with my kids is going
Mhm.
to get to me, right?
Yep.
And you're
I know that.
allowed to respond. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
According to them, I'm not. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
like when we
hurting my
talk,
child when I respond, but they're allowed to say the things they want.
Okay, so the reason why people think you're hurting your child when responding to Cheshire and Manya, I don't agree with Cheshire and Manya. Like they always take things too far. Uh, I would say I would not let my kids hang out with you, Megan. I would not let my kids hang out with you, Zaya. I would not let my friends hang out with Wolf. I don't know you, other person, but probably not either. You're weirdos on the internet. And as weirdos on the internet, you're going to have to prove that you're unweird. And so far, you've done nothing but prove that you're unhinged and weird. Therefore, I would not subject my kids to any of you guys on the panel. So, yeah, people thought it was weird that your kids said hi in a chat and then they make a big deal because Wolf gets unhinged. Wolf says wild things about like wanting people to be beaten with baseball bats and people are dudes so that he can beat them up and stuff. Yeah, people are gonna be like looking at you side eye going, why are you letting your kid talk to him? And it's not for anything like weird, like well, I don't know about Tasha and Manya, they're their own thing. But for most viewers, it's more like about like this is a wild guy saying wild things on the internet and like does she overhear that? Does she overhear you? Because some of the things you guys say are like if I had a kid, I wouldn't say that stuff in front of my kid. So like that's the concern that I would have is like I wouldn't say that sort of stuff in front of a kid. But like the S stuff that they're saying, like that's a big jump. Um, that's a really, really big jump. But that's what those two do. They make those big jumps. So I think that when you use that sort of terminology and stuff, you have to be careful. And they're not very careful with that. They also accused somebody, Cheshire and Manya, accused somebody who was a victim of of SAing somebody, and they knew it was a lie, and they said it 50 plus times on the internet, knowing it's a lie. They knew it was a lie. They knew it was ridiculous, and they said it, and they said their real name over and over and over again. They do not care about what's true. They just say whatever they think's going to stick and hurt and shut mouths. So I'm not keen on the way Chesh and Manya say things. I think they're pretty gross. But again, you guys are weirdos on the internet, and just as weirdos on the internet, I wouldn't let my kid talk to any of y'all.
On her or on Wolf, which is dangerous for Wolf to put this kind of target on his
Yeah,
back.
I mean, danger, yeah.
and they don't
I was
care.
shot in the
'Cause
day now. Thanks to them.
it's all fun and games when they do it, unless you,
Yep.
you know, get on their shit list and then, you're every type of abusive,
Mhm,
dangerous, manipulative,
mhm.
this, that, and the other. Like,
Yeah.
get out of here.
Right.
They're all friends with
Cheshire, we nicknamed Cheshire. Cheshire. And 62 IQ was another nickname for her. But she is a gaslighter and a twister, and her and Aaron are just perfect for each other, fighting each other. They're the mirror of each other. They have played the same role for Steve McRae. They both get vicious. I will say Aaron has more guts than Cheshire has. Aaron will actually face and talk to you one on one, where Cheshire will run like the Dickens from you. If she does not have her protector Manya, if she does not have her incel boy toys to protect her, she will not talk to you. She won't. She's very, very cowardly. She had a chance to talk to any Steve McRae detractor, any reasonable person that she felt like she could, talk to. she chose the person that has a learning disability that's very defined, that stumbles over his words constantly, that didn't have a fully grasp of the situation. And she chose that man, brought him up to humiliate him and look how dumb these people are, and to straw man the situation and let him stumble all over his words. Cheshire is a coward, an absolute coward. And she's a gaslighter. But you know what? Sometimes she's right too. Lately, she has had some things that she's right about, but I think it's overkill to word the things that they're saying about Wolf the way that they are. What I would say is Wolf says violent things. He's over the top. He seems unhinged and unsafe. I wouldn't let my kid around him. That I think safe to say. I think that's fine because he does say unhinged things. And I would also say her mom's unhinged, but that's a whole nother thing.
With your point, I ain't changed. They changed. I haven't.
All right. And people just get mad because you don't, you know, not just you, but just like anyone.
Yeah,
you know,
right,
you're
right.
not
Don't follow the-
appeasing.
follow
You're
down.
not appeasing them, and you don't.
Exactly.
I'm not mad. That would require too much investment.
To
Right. Anybody know
just
about
like
that?
they
Becomes the enemy to them. That's how it works.
Right.
To them, that's how it works. We never
They
bow down.
sure
I'll be
gotta-
the enemy forever.
man, they got a lot of energy. I don't got energy like that.
I know, right? Like, where does it come? I mean, I'm just like,
Mhm.
when I turn off my computer, that's it. I'm done.
I love when Cheshire couldn't open the bottle. It was so funny. She just fumbling, and it's like she'd never opened a bottle of wine in her life. And it's like, all right, you know how to use the internet, Chess. Just quietly look at a YouTube video and you'll be good. Like if you can't figure it out. I guess she's not mechanically inclined. Not everybody is, but it was really funny to watch her fumble and try to her opening the wine bottle fail. It was funny.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
They get up early in the morning and start, and I think go all night.
They start
If I
before
don't
we
want
wake
to
up.
see something, I just don't look at it.
Right.
Exactly. Thank you.
You would think that they would do that.
Look, I'm doing the Lord's work.
You know, they complain
the amount of
about
stuff you
our
don't watch
live
is insane.
streams. Well, then don't watch. I don't go
Mhm.
watch who I don't like. Like
Yeah, we
them, I
avoid
would never
watching
Except you do.
go watch
stuff.
them.
And
I mean, I
that
watched that one untangling the web
Mhm.
video just to try to,
I think the web has had some pretty good home runs. Now, Untangling the Web might be from Cheshire's crew. I'm not sure. I don't really know who that is. I kind of wondered. But some of their shots on Aaron have been like spot on, and then their shots on you and Wolf have been spot on. So I'll give them that. Formatting wise, they're a little long sometimes. So I would say a lot of people don't want to read that much. But maybe if you cut it, if you split it, because most people won't. Unfortunately, most people won't sit through an hour. They might sit an hour through like a live chat, but not often for recorded video. So definitely, whoever that is, if you can split your videos a little bit shorter for some of us, that might be good. Just because that's a lot. It's a lot to sit through. But I did watch that Aaron one late recently, and I might play part of it. But that Aaron one, I see why you put it all together in a cohesive way, and you're telling a story, so it made sense. But yeah, it was a bit long. It was a bit long. Yeah. Yeah, it was so funny. She just turning and turning, and then like the little arms were going up and down, and she kept making the arms go up and down because she's like, surely this does something. Surely this does something. I don't know what's happening.
I knew there was something in there that I wanted to see, but
what was that about? I was confused about that.
well, it was mainly on Aaron, the
Oh, like
untangling the
Aaron.
web. They went in on Aaron for most of the video, but then they brought Wolf and I up and
Yeah.
picked apart, certain things that we both said,
Mhm.
like they always
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
They do.
We never
that.
said somebody tried to unalive
Exactly.
themselves because she left the group.
Where's
Never said that.
Oh, that's gaslighting. Okay, so she said this is what Meg does. I love to highlight the things that she says. So she said, I never said that somebody tried to unalive themselves because they left the group. She knows that's a lie, and she knows that's not what people are saying. But she, like Cheshire and like Aaron, like to muddy the waters and obscure everything. So you could have a beautiful painting that makes sense, but they're going to come in with their finger paint and like smear everything and make it truth. What's that? Nobody knows what truth is. And that's what they do. So like this is gaslighting. Gaslighting is I didn't do what you are crazy. You're the liar. No, you. Big turnaround. Like if there's a lazy Susan on the table, she's spinning it, and it's your doing. It's you. No, you. And that is a problem here.
And I only detail defending myself and my family, Spackle. It's not my fault you're a pussy. You won't defend your family. I'm gonna defend mine.
You could be surprised. I'm perfectly capable.
You a bitch. I'm not. That's why you crying.
I want to go back to what Megan said. Where did it go? Nobody care about you, Wolf. You're just screaming again.
So then it goes on to say, yes, for 3 streams, they talked in details about their ex-friend trying to unalive herself because they were mad she left.
For 3 streams, they went on and on about this woman. For 3 streams.
The group. We never said that, Holy Spackle. We never said somebody tried to unalive themselves because she left the group.
No, that's not what anybody said. We didn't say that you said that, but we said that you guys are overly coming after this person. And the only thing that we can point to that she's done to you is that she left you. And you're mad. You're big mad about it. And so you are gleefully bringing up stuff because you're mad. You're mad at your ex-friend. And you're the mental health advocate, right? And you are using an excuse to bring up shit, like to own the trolls, yes, but also to hurt her. And then say, oh, I don't hurt her. But then he was in a screaming rant. He was screaming and being like, I'm just mad because this and that, and she did this and that. And it all kind of boils down to she left us. That's really all it boiled down to with all the ranting about her. She left us. We're mad. She sided with other people. We're mad. So now, and he said so. He said, so now I don't care, and I'm going to just say it all. And he starts talking about it in great detail. That is not what a mental health advocate would do at all. And pointing that out and saying how fucked up that is the right thing to do because it is fucked up. And I just can't imagine calling somebody once your friend and then doing all that. Like that just seems unusually cruel to me. Unusually cruel. Do I have the clip? Oh, it's just so much. Like they did 3 whole streams yelling about it. It was ridiculous. She's talking about their friend that has a DeJourn and dared to leave them. And they're blaming her issues on trolls. Trolls made her mentally unstable, and trolls made her unalive herself, is what they're trying to say. But then they go into great detail about her, and they explain how bitter they are about her leaving and going to another group. And then he just starts going off, and she's feeding this. You can see, like, if he is a train engine, chugga, 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 she is shoveling the coal. I mean, let's go faster. Let's go, Wolf. Let's go. And like a cheerleader for it. And she's the one that sets it up. And she's the one that triggers him. And the corkscrew. That Geek Room probably has it. I don't think I have that one. And she's the one that triggers it and feeds into it. And you can watch her feeding into it. Chugga, 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 chugga. And I just picture her like, like coal into the fire, and I hold her more culpable because I don't think he has a lot of, when he gets on a roll, like I think he has a hard time stopping himself, but she had control over the streams oftentimes. She's the one that has the most power to say, hey, let's reel this in a bit. And she never does. She goes, exactly. And she's just terrible. Megan's terrible.
Never said that.
And I only detail defending myself and my family, Spackle. It's not my fault you're a pussy. You won't defend your family. I'm gonna.
Nobody wants to come to your shack. I don't know what to tell you. Get used to disappointment.
Spin mine. Cry about it all you want to. You a bitch, I'm not. That's why you crying, I'm not.
Am I a bitch or a dude? Make up your mind.
Remember that.
Like,
This,
and then
uh,
she doesn't
okay.
care about this, Little Miss Noble or
Man,
whoever it
whatever,
is
yo.
y'all are talking.
Yeah.
Little Miss Noble? That's interesting. That's a big jump. Little Miss Noble, that's a whole storyline too. Do you know about that? Yeah, yeah. Do you know about Dottie? Do you know about Little Miss Noble? Huh?
Yeah.
About. Like, she's just saying it because she knows it's gonna derail whatever.
Spackle's gonna do a mass shooting one day. That's
And
not
I didn't.
Oh, did you hear that? He said Spackle's gonna do a shooting one day. That's what he said. He just said that. Like, that's crazy. Like, what are you doing? That is a huge jump. I have been incredibly, in my opinion, I've been incredibly tempered with you. You're the one that keeps making violent comments, and yet you're saying to me that I'm going to do a mass. Like, that is weird, dude. Like, that is a weird, what fantasy life are you living in? Like, I'm sure it's very rich and exciting, but like, no, like I'm a rational person and I actually have empathy. No.
Say that SAD was just me looking out the window and saying it's raining outside. I was.
You did say it. You did say that. You're like, yeah, I understand. Because when I look out the window, I get sad when it rains. Like, huh. Gosh, dang it.
Saying that the weather can affect your mood is what I was.
So lack of sunlight can affect like serotonin levels, and that's an issue. So some people to cope with that, like say if you're in Seattle, for instance, or the UK where there's a lot of gloom, they'll use a sun lamp or something to help cope with that. And there's different like techniques that you can cope with it. But also similarly to like cyclical depression where like it seems like it gets worse in the year. Now some people it just shows up and it goes away. Other people have depression in like a volume, it turns up. For me, that's the case. Like I am definitely more depressed fall through really till spring really kicks in and summer kicks in really. It's like kind of a long bout. I can always kind of point to that ebb and flow. And some of that might be seasonal, but I am in an area that isn't really gloomy. So I think in my case it is also like triggered by holidays and memories and things like that. Whatever. People have pattern depression, it pops in and out. But it can look different for different people. But the way that you described it, Meg, was laughable and funny. And yeah, somebody thought it was funny.
Saying, and that it affects
Well,
my
now you
mood
can't see and hear it correctly, Spackle.
And I was
You
making
don't
a joke about the little cartoon that was on the video. And it wasn't serious, right? I was just joking about the cartoon, like that's me.
Right.
Yeah, psych VeggieTales got
I
it.
feel always I'm kind of in
an
an icky mood when it's raining for days. We were talking about how it affects your mood. I mean, they pick apart everything.
Raindrops are falling on my head. I have to keep toggling to y'all. Yep, vitamin D, that's a good thing. Yep. Projection is the name of the game. Yes, definitely lots of projection. That's what they do. Gaslighter and projection.
Everything you say.
Yeah,
They know that.
You fellas ain't got to know to. Mind your business,
Yeah.
ugly lady.
They know that. They're just trying to.
Back at you.
They're mad because the live got put back up because YouTube went through it and saw that. Yeah.
Nobody cares about that. Like the only people that might care is the person that maybe did it, but that's not me. And so, like, again, they hate us because they ain't us. Like all that kind of nonsense that you do is just not very helpful. So contribute something for one goddamn stream. For one stream, give us something of substance, okay? Something. Also, I saw your little church post that somebody posted, and I'm sure when you service the church. That's a weird choice in phrase, but I guess you turned on the coffee and served donuts. I guess good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. We didn't have anything on there that was bad. No one was trying to harm themselves. Yeah, everything was fine.
I think it's funny.
Spackle looks stupid. Spackle lied last night. That's what I mean.
They
tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Where's the lie? He can't say where the lie is.
They're going to turn this whole SAD conversation into they were spreading such misinformation.
Oh yeah.
No. It's more like that was a waste of time. Ha ha ha. Nothing that exciting. You need to calm down.
It's like, just because you say something does not make it true. Like,
Right.
Right. Exactly. So start thinking critically of the people that you're sitting next to. Okay. Cool.
You showed reputable sources.
Yeah,
You cited your sources.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Right. But like it's the chick tracks of psych, you know, like it's the Veggie Tales of psych.
so the ball's back in their court, you know?
Yeah,
I don't see, just because you make a post or comment about what Megan apparently did, show it. Where?
Yeah, we're not.
Give me a timestamp.
Yeah, they can't.
The video's back up.
Yep. The video's back up.
So
He's like, where's that?
obviously,
Yeah, where's
I
that?
didn't think anything bad about it. Otherwise, YouTube would have kept
Exactly.
it, right?
Where's that?
But
Good
Yeah.
point. Good point.
you know, it's just the way.
Yeah, whoever reported that stream, I think that was a bad move. Like you, so like you wanna I even don't often report like TOS issues. Like I have not reported Wolf until that one stream that I did report him, and that was the stream right before the mental health one. I have not reported him until that because he was just so over the top disgusting. And it wasn't just towards me, it was towards someone I didn't even like. And I was like, that is fucked up, dude. But like general, like I'm not Aaron, I'm not a free speech absolutist. I'm not that. But I would say that it's really dumb that we have to play games on YouTube and say things like "I'm alive" instead of the actual word. It's stupid because it might be a trigger. Like this is stupid. Like let's just open up speech and let people speak. Like you know, but then straight up abusers that are like I can't say a certain word that like in the right context is could be helpful or information, and then he can say like pull up and I want to I watch you get buried alive like that shit like that's fine like oh come on.
To try to frustrate and make themselves look like they actually
Discourage other
care.
people from being
And
better
you
than
know
they are
what?
because they can't be better than us. So
I'm not going to say they don't care about that topic because I don't know. But
Right.
you can't take somebody else.
I do care about that topic actually, and I have talked about that topic with people. I tend to try not to include that topic on streams where I'm watching weirdos because I feel like it is serious enough. I also don't call myself a mental health advocate. I would say I'm somebody that likes to have real conversations or real connections with people. And that is my favorite actual interactions, is that sort of stuff. But I would say that, yeah, it's an important topic. And it probably shouldn't be really addressed by people that are fake mental health advocates that issue threats and stuff. And then the other person's feeding it, and the other person's like bringing up betrayals of their friend. Maybe that should be a problem. I don't know.
Else's care away just because
Exactly.
your interpretation is different.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
maybe
That's too much sense for them. You talking too much
You don't know what you're talking about, but that's okay. I forgive you.
logic for them. They're not going to understand that. You make too much sense. They're not going to understand. But you're right. I agree.
It's like Sunday. Sunday came up and stepped up to me, and I was like, "You came up here to say this when all this is going on." But like, I didn't come at Sunday because Sunday is just a viewer, and then she made like several streams attacking this viewer because they made one concession, which was like, I think admitting like, okay, maybe you're wrong, like maybe I'm wrong about you mass flagging the mental health stream because I didn't mass flag the mental health stream, and she also was wrong because she thought I was attacking her, and I was not attacking her. So we had a rational conversation because you know what? She's just a fucking viewer. She's just someone that's chilling. Like she's just a person that maybe doesn't know better. And so like there was no reason for me to come at her. I just like strongly said, "Is that what you're coming for me for?" And then like we had a back and forth. And because she made a ever so slight concession, you lost your mind and kept talking about it. She's just a viewer. She's just a commenter, just like that little person on your paddle. I don't know her name because it's blocked out, like Frankie or something. Like I'm not going to be coming for her. I might comment back and forth a little bit on the stream, but like she's not even like I don't think so. At least I haven't clicked on her channel. I'm assuming she's not even a creator. Like there is a power differential between creators and commenters. There's a reason why, like with Alice, I've made a couple swipes at Alice, but I don't focus on Alice as a creator. I feel like if you as a channel are coming after somebody who doesn't have a channel and there's not a back and forth, but you're just like it's like a commenter, I think that's a bit different. And like maybe you should reconsider the power dynamic there, Meg. Like seriously. Like and also the message that you're sending. Fall out of line and I'll call you out on my stream. Talk to somebody that I don't like and I'll call you out on my stream. That seems overkill, Megan. That seems pretty controlling. That seems pretty fucked up.
Don't understand why a conversation can't be had, you know?
Right. I've invited them to come in and talk to us, but they never do it.
I don't know. See, I don't even know her name.
You wanted us to come in, but you didn't show up.
It'll always be.
Sorry about that. I don't even know.
Always be a reason why, or you know, they'll say you kicked them off the chat, or muted them, or
man, we gotta have this rule and this.
I just knew that she had a Marcy. It looked like Marcy, and I was like, oh no, poor Marcy. Marcy gets pushed around by Peppermint Patty.
Rule, this rule before I come up there. No, you don't make rules here. Come up or you don't.
Yeah.
We make rules here.
And it's just like, you know, and sometimes it's like, why beat a dead horse, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
even if it seems like it went well.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a lick. Oh gosh, that's a really old video.
In a few days, there'll be something up where it's like,
exactly.
You know,
they'll be mad at something today like it's the worst thing in the world, but tomorrow they have something else that's more worse, but it wasn't worse the day before.
Like, damn,
Well,
I thought we
I'll
were
send you
cool.
something.
Okay.
All right, let me skip past this person because like they're not really the problem. They're just a viewer. They're wrong about some things, but they're just a viewer, really, like a commenter.
Maybe like off his meds or he's having some kind of crisis. We don't know for sure.
Dumbness.
He definitely needs
Spackle something. I don't know.
some help, and I do hope the man gets help because that is not normal behavior that we saw what he was doing on Twitter.
No, that was.
And then he apparently went on somewhere. He was going live, ranting on like live streams or I'm not sure what platform it was on, maybe Instagram or something. And then of course all this Nazi stuff. So
oh, they're talking about Yee. Yee needs to get off social media. If Yee had a mental health advocate friend, maybe Yee, mental health advocate friend, could say, you're saying some wild shit. Maybe leave the internet alone so we get through whatever's going on here. And then when you go live next, maybe you won't say this wild shit. But mental advocate friends are hard to come by, I guess. I don't know, especially on the internet. Oh, Dottie. Yeah. Maybe he finally did get booted off Twitter because he's really losing it. Yeah. That's yeah. All right. So let's switch videos. Let's see here. I don't know this person, so I'm going to take a risk and share. But I will say that I will be under fair use and whatnot. But I actually don't know who this person is, so I can't endorse them per se. But I also think that they're not wrong. They're not wrong. So here we go. All right. Let's see. Let's watch together. Dun, dun. Does this have a live chat? Let's take a look. I don't think so. Ooh. There are receipts. It's pretty cool. All right.
I want to talk in this. I want to talk in this, and I think that a lot of people might want to pay attention to some of this because this is the future of social media. This is the future of any content creator on social media, whether it be Facebook or YouTube or whatever, because people just want to shut you up. That's why.
Okay, ready on your marks? Get set, go.
So, the name of the game for Aaron usually is Aaron likes to spin and twist things. And one of the things that Aaron is a big champion of free speech. And she's also a very big champion of nobody can be held accountable for anything. I've never seen her actually hold anybody accountable for anything. Like she wants it to be the Wild West. She wants it to be absolute chaos, and she wants everybody to like not hold each other accountable because she has this really relativist viewpoint where like, what is truth? We don't know. Ha. You know, and one of the things that Erin is interesting about her though is like her and Cheshire are not too far off from each other. They're really similar in this way. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, she likes to muddy the waters. She likes to act like she's a free speech absolutist. She acts like nobody can be the moral arbiter of anything, so you can't say anything's moral or not. But then she goes on and on about the moralness and immoralness of Katie Joy. Like, look at her channel. It's all Katie Joy. How you can watch Katie Joy that long, I don't know. Katie Joy is boring. She is boring. She's like Zaya boring, like really boring.
People don't want some people to talk. And I see this all the time on YouTube as it is like every day almost.
They're trying to silence me.
People wanting to see channels removed or canceled or whatever.
So Aaron defended Molly Golightly and didn't want Molly Golightly to get canceled. Molly Golightly was wildly doxing people, like actual viewers. It'd be the equivalent of Meg doxing that lady that was on her panel, like just randomly or Sunday or something because she's mad. Like Molly was doing that right and left to just random people. Oh, I see your school teacher. Ha ha ha. You know, and maybe stitching. Like she defended Molly Golightly as if like she's somebody that shouldn't be tossed out for so many TOS violations on the regular, on the constant. And like Aaron just tends to champion for some of the worst players, whether it's Molly Golightly, whether it's she who shall not be named, like always takes a really bad take, and I do not know why she's so compelled to do this, but whatever.
Wanting to see channels removed or canceled.
Wanting to see channels.
Aaron's channel is active, and the host is allowed to speak about anybody she wants. She is restricted from speaking about somebody particularly.
Channels removed or canceled or whatever because they took a stance on an issue that somebody didn't agree with, and therefore they must go.
Oh, yes, Molly. Yep, see, I told you. I'm pretty sure for Molly stuff, you could maybe find stuff on Burnt Toast channel too.
You are terminated.
So she was mad at Unirock basically because Unirock was like, this is uncalled for, and she said that Unirock called for a mass reporting of Molly. So she goes to Queen Bee's panel and she gets her ass handed to her by Queen Bee's channel because they aren't gonna have this nonsense. They don't like Molly.
You take to other platforms to encourage people to take up your cause and to go do your bidding.
By the way, that's Queen Bee. You guys asked who that was. That's Queen Bee to the left on the top left-hand corner above Aaron.
Wait, fucking issue with that.
Do you think people have mind control powers? They saw it. They said, "Wow, this is really
Yeah,
cool."
I've been
mind control. Who's talking mind control? You
You're
don't have
talking mind control.
Oh, really? When did I say
Oh,
mind?
God.
I said encourage. Encourage.
I watched this live. It was delicious.
I mean, like, do you
That's
think,
not mind
like, do you,
control.
do you
Can
think
you please
people...
not stay away from the hyperbole? Stay away from the hyperbole.
When she offers to pay $500 on her platform, on her video, for someone to go and find who this burnt toast is, or me, or somebody else, you think that's not against us?
No, I don't think that's against us.
You don't think that's
Listen,
against us?
You
She
think that'd
doxes.
be okay? You think that'd be okay?
Everyone doxes.
No, not everyone doxes.
Yes,
Her
listen,
picture was there.
so what? It's a picture.
So what?
I'm sorry. If you go out in public, your picture can be taken.
Everyone doxes. I have Red's rhetoric stocks. I do. Guess who hasn't doxed him? Like, I haven't doxed. Everyone doxes, she claims. No, not everybody. Like, that's a big assumption, Aaron. First, it's not logical. Second, it's not true. Not everybody doxes. Some people do have standards and morals, unlike you.
I mean,
Not by a thing.
Okay, well, that's
2,000
totally
people,
different.
like
If you don't understand that, then I'm kind of done.
I'm just saying,
My
like, this
whole-
is the stuff
my
that she was
whole-
reported for, and nothing
my
was
whole
done about it.
issue-
So when
my
she did
whole-
start trans bashing and get reported and broke TOS, and then she decided to go on her second channel and say, "Ha ha, YouTube, in your face, I'm still gonna come on here," and they smacked her ass down and said, "You're done." That's it.
Get her, Queen Bee. Get her.
That's all. Nobody mass flagged her. She fucked
No,
herself
they
when she did this.
Listen, I saw it myself on Twitter. Okay,
Can you just picture her flailing? She's about ready. She's like 2 seconds away from rage hairbrushing herself right
saw
now.
it. I saw
That's
the whole
not
campaign.
reporting. That
Listen,
Twitter
listen,
is not
it's
YouTube.
just a report campaign. You are encouraging all these other people who might come across your tweet to view it, and then it gets
Right.
retweeted. That
Absolutely.
is a mass report campaign. Yes.
That's a campaign. No, that's raising awareness.
Right.
And people don't know Molly over there. What they don't want is someone that does that anywhere. They don't
Right.
want this person
They
dealing
didn't
with.
know House Williams. They didn't know Molly. They didn't
No.
know anything about what they did.
They
know.
just saw this bitch up there dead naming somebody.
The other one is trans bad.
Like I'm a like report sparingly kind of person. I'm pretty free speech, oriented. But there comes a time where it's just against TOS. It's just abusive, and it's ruining the quality of every like society. And Molly hit that mark. Molly hit that mark. She was doxing innocent people that like weren't even creators and stuff. Like, I mean, just going nutso. Like, talk about a losing value. Like a losing. I read value and then I said that a losing argument. Moral value argument. Everybody poops, right? Right. The equivalency argument. Everybody does it. So it's okay, right? Except no, that's not really how morality works. But okay.
Calling her all kinds of names, doxing her and dead naming her and showing her as a male and trying to embarrass her and harassment and bullying.
That's a huge deal.
That is
That
a
is a huge
that's
deal.
a huge deal.
Heels in the air, I think, passed away. That's weird to see her now, huh?
Exactly my
Put the
point.
channel for it.
Exactly my point. Okay, none of these people had even really heard of her. They didn't know. They
Right, they
didn't know
don't.
until you did your campaign on Twitter, which is a different platform.
Okay.
It is my whole point.
She's on Twitter or has been on Twitter. She might have lost her Twitter, but beside the point, plenty of people on Twitter talked about Molly.
You are asserting your own morals and values onto other people.
It's against
and
Listen to her talk. Do you see her rhetoric? It's really fascinating. You assert your morals and values onto other people. It's really interesting because I'm fairly liberal and I'm fairly like live and let live and stuff like that. And like if people want to live like a really, really conservative lifestyle, I'm for that. Live your really conservative lifestyle if you want to, or if you want to live a really liberal lifestyle, live your liberal lifestyle, as long as you're not harming other people. Like I'm pretty like live and let live. But when you assert moral values on YouTube, usually it's about their actions harming other people. And as soon as other people are harming other people, well, that changes things. And I guess that's kind of consequentialist in a way. But I mean, I allow for a lot of shitty ideas, and I don't jump on every shitty idea because that would be exhausting. But like, she was flat out doxing all sorts of people and harassing all sorts of people, and you're defending it. It's a losing battle, Aaron. What are you defending? I'm not a free speech absolutist. I'm sorry, but that's how we get Nazis everywhere.
Read Tosh.
This is what you're doing.
She's a protected class, whether anybody likes her or anybody likes it or not. Transgender is a protected class, period. So what she did was,
unfortunately, not anymore, thanks to certain people.
About the worst thing you can do.
What about her continued egregious behavior? What about her continued egregious behavior?
What about it? Her showing.
What about it? Like, Aaron, I've never seen you defend anybody good. I've seen you defend Nat. I've seen you defend Steve. I've seen you defend Veda. I've never seen you defend any goddamn good person. It's always shitbags. What is up with you?
That person's ID or whatever, or whatever. There, as far as I haven't seen it, but as far as my understanding is, there was nothing like legible from it. It was covered up, or you couldn't see it, or whatever the case may be.
But I think the problem is, KC, is a lot of it is what you're being told instead of you seeing it. Have you actually seen the screenshot of her holding up the picture of the license to the screen?
Yes, and I could not read anything off of it.
That doesn't
Oh my God.
matter. You can't hold up someone's government ID.
So you're saying if I hit the live button right now and I show your license, your picture, right now, and I hit the live button and I go show that to 90,000 people and it gets spread all across the internet, you're completely fine with that? Like you have no problem with that at all?
Yeah. Yeah, but
then our character morals just aren't in the same place.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how we feel. It's cost. Yeah.
It's about danger.
Wait.
What danger?
I can show you a receipt that she was struck.
For some reason, I didn't know that you were with somebody. For some reason, Christine, I apologize. Like I feel dumb. But yeah, that is scary. I am very afraid of a lot of things, and trans rights is one of them. And I'm just going to say something, and you're going to have to bear with me. Keep in mind, I'm told I am going to hell, and I'm a piece of shit, and people tell me I hope I can die, like on the regular on the internet. I'm not kidding. As soon as you come out as anything LGBTQ, you really do get that shit. So just buckle up, because I'm going to say something political, and it might upset people, because I know that there's a lot of right-wingers here. But I'll say this, that is absolutely scary right now. And the reason why it's scary is because they have started a campaign against trans people that started with groomer nonsense, and then it is expanded to you're not even a real person. Let's take your identity away off of like your IDs and things like that. Let's force you to use a bathroom that you don't even look like you belong in anymore. Like a lot of people have transitioned so fully. Can you imagine a trans man walking into a women's bathroom? Like some of these like guys like look like they're like built, and you imagine like, oh gosh, like a trans man's in my bathroom. What's happening? You know, I'm sorry, but it's always under the guise of protecting women. And it's such a small percentage of the population. It really is. It seems overrepresented on the internet because there's a lot of internet presence. But in the long run, it is a very small population of people. And I have shared bathrooms with trans people before, and I can tell you they're only fucking interested in using the bathroom. Like take people as they come. Like take people as they come. And yeah, you've taken crap at work about it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, it's very scary right now for trans folks, and parents of trans folks. Like parents are worried more than ever, and I hate it. And there are some, unfortunately, out of LGBTQ, there are some lesbians, bisexuals, and gay people that are like willing to sacrifice trans people, and unfortunately, that's awful. But also, I keep reminding people, they keep going, it's not the same thing, it's not the same thing, and it's not. So, like, really quick, how one identifies with gender and stuff like that is one track, and then what you're attracted to is another track. So that's how you end up with people attracted to all different people. So, like, we're like, you know, so it's not even connected. So what people are saying sometimes that are lesbian, bisexual, and gay is like, well, we're not even really the same thing, so let's just cut off the T. And so you're seeing kind of a betrayal of trans people within the LGBTQ community because they don't want to deal with all the stress that's happening, because the first people to get attacked are trans people. It's the lowest population of people. It's the easiest sort of to point out. That willingness to cut them off, and you see, for instance, Gays Against Groomers is a group, right, that does that. It's a betrayal because from Stonewall, where they took the T off of Stonewall, the trans off of Stonewall, and now it's just LGB on Stonewall, that monument, they took it away. That's just pure erasure. And it's not factuals. Like trans folks have led the charge always on LGBTQ rights from the beginning, from the start. And from that standpoint, like alone, besides normal empathy and whatnot, from that standpoint alone, I think we owe them a loyalty, and to cut them off because it's easier for you. No, it's not. You're next. Like Idaho's already attacking gay marriage right now as we speak. They've already got a bill. Idaho's already attacking gay marriage. That's the thing. So it's dehumanizing, it's fucked up, and it's concerning. And no matter what you feel about that, people deserve to be treated um, as humans and who they are. And I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I got triggered. Sorry about that.
I can show you a receipt that she uploaded a video and uploaded content and went live during her suspension, right? Which would lead to YouTube saying, wait a second, and she deleted millions of views.
Yeah, she deletes it.
Red flags to YouTube, regardless of what anybody else reports, tweets, none of that, right? So my question to you is, you're saying you know for sure that she was taken down by mass reporting by YouTube. And my question to you is, where is the receipts for that?
Well, that would be between Molly and YouTube. I mean, why would I?
But you're stating that it's a fact that that's why it happened. And I'm asking you, in order for you to state that that's a fact, it means you've seen some type of receipt from YouTube saying that, not just you're taking a liar's word.
Maybe I have.
Not just you're taking a liar's word.
Maybe I have. Maybe I have.
This is so Scooby-Doo, isn't it? I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
She's a human! Leave her alone!
Because
does Erin just always have perpetual stank face? Like, that's a thing for her. Like, I don't know why, but it's kind of funny.
they took a stance on an issue that somebody didn't agree with.
Like, it's all snarly. Arr.
And therefore they must go.
Trans bashing. Doxing people. Humiliating people. Calling people, not knowing they're on the air, and humiliating them about dating stuff and trolling them and catfishing. That was a thing. There's a lot of things she's done.
And therefore they must go. And it dumbfounded.
Beta's sad, so I have to defend Beta because that was Beta's girl, Molly.
Really, just how people are just so.
And if it happened to Molly, it could happen to me when I read someone's R report.
Flippant with this, that they feel.
What are you wearing? Is Forever 21?
Entitled to shut down people.
Erin is simply restricted from future harassment of the person determined to be harassment. Oh, she's talking about somebody else. Yeah, okay. Well, Erin and Steve and Veda and Wolf and Megan, they were all attacking a non-creator. You think they'd learn their lesson? They're still attacking non-creators over at Meg's channel. Some of them seem to be more criminally minded than others.
That they feel entitled to shut down people.
So it's interesting. I don't initially respect authority, quote unquote, either, but I respect morality, if that makes sense. And then, like, I think that laws can be moral or immoral depending. But usually when we engage with people, there's like a certain social contract we do. Like, I know that it's not proper to say pull up and then share violent fantasies about somebody, for instance. Some people feel otherwise, but they would be wrong. And I can point out all the reasons why they're wrong, but you know, whatever.
Feel entitled, feel entitled, feel entitled.
She likes to talk about entitlement. In fact, I think she calls herself the entitlement. Is it translator? Is it entitlement translator? Can someone help me? Something like that. Something dumb. People are so mean to Elon and Donald. Yeah, it's really hard to be rich. It's really terrible to take advantage of massive amounts of human beings at all times.
Because they don't like what they're hearing. Because they don't like what they're hearing.
I try not to talk about this person a whole lot because I feel like I don't want to encourage the bad stuff. So let's see if we can get through this thing here.
I did not need to see that. I'm more than happy to just let him leave me alone. But he forced my hand, so I called the police. I actually called the police on him. I know what he does. I know he has illegal firearms. I know that he is deeply entrenched in the alt-right. I know that he has a lot of cocaine in his house. Yeah, he's fucked. He's fucked. I even talked to them on the phone. So, who knows? Maybe they'll pay him a visit very soon.
Steve wrote, the use of swatting here is clearly does not seem to be the case. Keemstar should provide evidence of this. I don't know the situation. I can't comment really. I don't know the situation. But generally swatting, real swatting is when the SWAT team comes and they bust down your door. But you can call the cops falsely on someone too, which is like akin to swatting. Both are bad. Like well, for one, don't torment people for no reason with the cops. And two, like fuck cops. Sorry. Sorry.
And hopefully soon the Mississauga police will be paying him a nice little visit. I told them that he was armed and dangerous, because he is. He's got guns, and that he's prone to bouts of schizophrenia and...
I don't care.
And I'm in the position now where I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you a lot of my attention. I'm going to have you listening to hours of my content, hours and hours and hours.
He made 12 videos of that person, 12 videos of a non-creator harassing that person. That is fucked up. But I don't want to focus on that person because I think they need a break.
Again, his recent live streams really give a lot more information about the story. Strongly suggest you go check them out. Actually, I'll grab things here. I'll put them here in the chat just to make it easier.
Leave her alone.
Just you.
So she's not supposed to be talking about this shit, and she can't seem to stop. And Manya and Cheshire have been goading her, and she cannot have any self-control. She thinks she's righteous, and she's so wrong. She is so wrong, and she just feels like she's been done wrong, and she cannot stop. Like Aaron, any good friend would tell you, like, to leave it alone and move on. Leave it alone and move on. But I mean, I'm not your good friend, so I mean, if you want to dig a hole.
Your basic everyday speech. Your basic everyday speech.
I suspect this person that made this video is of the Cheshire land, but I don't know. There's a lot of words here. Oh my God. And I can read, but I don't want to read a video. After all, isn't it supposedly Washington? Yeah, anti-KJP folks are lost the plot largely. But yeah.
Because I don't agree with them doesn't mean I hate the person. Erin and I have had disagreements. I've watched one of her videos where she shat all over me, but she didn't do it with hostility. She didn't do it with anger or vengefulness or spite. In fact, she didn't really disagree.
She's barely pushed back on you, dude.
Agree with you on much. She didn't really disagree with you on much, but she had to throw something out there just to soothe people going, oh, Steve. But I didn't take it personally. I didn't go, oh my God, Erin said some bad shit about me. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life going after her. No, said some bad shit about me. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life going after
Crybaby.
her. No, I was like, that's cool. I don't really think that's true, but maybe she has a point.
Steve McRae is a punk ass motherfucker. Steve McRae is a sorry son of a bitch. Entitlement translator. Thank you. Thank you, Sheba. I couldn't remember. All right. Have a good day at work, Christina. Don't let the buzzards get you down. There was a sticker from when I was a kid that had that. I had a little sticker book and it said, don't let the buzzards get you down.
Maybe she doesn't, but who cares? I respect her, and she had reasons for what she said.
I am one of the OG victims. Oh God, oh my gosh. The OG victim stuff drives me nuts. Like, really, really. Have you read my blog? Little Red, y'all, does not have thick skin. That's why I don't address her.
She had reasons for what she said, So, yeah, I think that people that apply these ultimate purity litmus tests, they don't really have any true content creators or friends that they really can rely on.
Oh my gosh, if there ever was a person conducting purity tests, it's Steve McRae. Oh my gosh. He always proclaims that he's the most ethical person on the internet, which he's not. And anybody that does that, just assume they're a used car salesman.
Because anytime somebody that's around them says anything they disagree with, they're just going to lose their shit.
Somebody of value of contribution here is on this thread. Let me see. I saw something that interests me. I mean, everybody's value and humans and stuff like
She
that.
had reasons for what she said.
There was somebody that said something
Yeah,
that I
I
wanted to
think that people
read.
that apply these ultimate purity litmus tests, they don't really have any true content creators or friends that they really can rely on. Because anytime somebody that's around them says anything they disagree with, they're just going to lose their shit.
All right, Clarissa says, I've been quiet. I have feelings. It wasn't Clarissa, though, that I was wanting to read. But I was quiet. I have feelings. It's trying this really hard. Rage, because believe me, I have some shit I'd like to spew. Da, 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 da. And then Aaron says, oh my God, how do you not see? You are creating the divide. It's you by forcing people to fall into one of two boxes in your mind. Oh my God. No one's terrorized. They were enraged. Oh, I think they're talking about Roadhog. I think, if I remember right. Wasn't this about Roadhog? And I think the term was terrorizing women, and then she jumped on it when nobody's being terrorized. Oh my God. Again, defending the worst people at all times. Roadhog is indefensible. He's a piece of shit. You defended Roadhog, you've defended Veda, you've defended Molly, you've defended Steve. I would assume you would defend Silverman, but I'm not sure. Like, you're never on the right side of anything. Oh yeah, so the watcher says, Rich coming from you, a trucker publicly posting a map to someone's house and saying he's on his way is terrorizing. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. It's despicable that you're still excusing this behavior. Absolutely agree with that. Point on. This person is almost always point on. I don't think they're pretty solid. And then Aaron says, I'm not acknowledging his behavior as anything more than it was a tantrum. That is not a tantrum, Aaron. Your definition of a tantrum and my definition of a tantrum is different. A tantrum is, Tina, I cut you raging and yeah at you, maybe a little bit, or you rage brushing your hair is tantrum like, but threatening people and like that's not a tantrum. That's something different. You're calling this level of harassment a tantrum? Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if she's already back in the Hoggy DMs. She needs a new attack dog now that so-and-so is out of commission. I wonder who that is. I can't think of who that is. Oh, that high guy, gross. That high guy is a problem. I don't even know what I was looking at there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, this is some bullshit. This is something I wanted to address. I tried using the little influence I had to keep RH in check. Lies, I'll explain in a minute. He's adamant to go down the path of self-destruction. He only had to do this because he was coming after people like Little Red, and he ended up having to make a stance finally. I love you. I hope one day you know I had your best interest in heart. Creepy. he had to do that because RH was coming at people he liked and cared about and that were supporting him. So then he finally had to do something. But Steve introduced RH to a lot of us. I didn't know who RH was, and he did a stream with RH where he said, so like RH said, like he had some restraining orders, and then Steve's like, that's okay. Women lie all the time. Have you heard about Katie Joy? Do you want to read my blog? And supported this guy. Like, I'm sorry, but it should be a clue. If somebody has multiple ROs, they might be a problem, Steve. Like, yeah. I tried to use the little influence. No, you wanted to weaponize him. You wanted to weaponize RH the way you wanted to weaponize Unirock, the way you want to weaponize Wolf, the way you want to weaponize anybody you possibly can. And when they turn on you or attack the people that are supporting you, then you finally have to cut them loose. And that's what that's about. That is not about any actual morality, Steve. That's about it became inconvenient to defend your guy because you wanted RH around to you wanted Roadhog around to defend you. You wanted him as your attack dog, you idiot. Have you read his paper? Have you read my blog? Let's see here. Looking at things. Remember how Steve tried to get AZ on his side? Yep, I remember that. And AZ was like, yeah, no. Yep. And then, yep. Happily watched RH act psychotic towards her.
Yeah, and that's it. The purity test doesn't work. The purity test.
7 says, really? You hopping on panels, encouraging him as he attacks women, making excuses for his abhorrent behavior, and sitting idly by binging Netflix as he attacks your friends. It was keeping him in check. How about you take a tiny bit of accountability if you're able? Spot on, 7.
Purity test.
Oh, look at that. That's moderate extremist. Also unhinged. That dude like has so many unhinged tirades, like the F off and you know what? F off and unalive, PJ, that guy. Unhinged.
They use these like
Oh, he's right though there. Look at that. The clock is right. Like in the sense that he said if you are on the side of Roadhog, then you're on the wrong side of history. Well, that part you're right. I don't know about the rest. Oh, it's between Rakin and him. Yeah, definitely between the two.
impossible purity tester.
So Moderate's weird. He can be sometimes sensible and then sometimes just completely like nonsensical. I don't quite understand him as much. Like at least Wolf like is crazy all the time.
Another one.
Since they know they're looking with their beady little effing eyes. I don't care if it takes me 5 effing years to make it happen. Every single beat that took part in every single framing of me, Aaron, Steven, Veda, Megan, Renell, and other ones for crimes. I don't care how long it takes. You don't have to frame people that are doing nonsense. Becky P says, using your thought process, rejecting this tweet as harmful, then all words are harmless in the world of EKC. What adjective would you give for that tweet? Wouldn't hateful work? What harm does it create? It isn't an actual threat. Well, let's talk about harm. So harm isn't always like a physical consequence. It's an emotional consequence. It's a consequence of feeling safe in community. It's a consequence of being able to interact with people. There's a lot of consequences that can happen. There's a lot of harm that can happen. I was angry, hurt, and reactive. I defend men at all costs. I'm a pick-me girl.
But around how
I just feel like yelling when I read Wolf because he types in caps. I think she's just mad because Wolf. Like he just goes into a tirade. But listen, look at this tweet that he does. Like, this is weird. Like, listen, like, okay, this is Wolf. He says, she's just mad, and and it's Alice, I guess he's talking to, but like, it's deranged. You don't have to like Alice to say that this is deranged. Like, look at this. I think she's just mad because Wolf will never tap that. Wolfie will never bend her over. Like, what the fuck kind of fantasy are you having, Wolf? Make her scream his name. You're just jealous. Sex is good, sex is great. Because you're a prude with disgusting bads that leak screen shit. Like, this is not normal. And like, he'll go off on this in this over the top way. And then Meg's like, exactly. Like, just what?
Setting a bunch of fires.
I want to see a woman beat the fuck out of her. That's what I want to see a woman beat the shit out of her. I want to see a woman stomp her in the ground and leave her bloody and fucking barely alive. That woman. I want to see it happen to you, Alice.
I want to see a woman beat her up, stomp her into the ground, bury her alive. I want that to happen to you. That's deranged. That's violent fantasies. That's weird. Like, that's weird. And mental health advocates, you think that they would know that this is bad, but they're like, yeah, exactly. Nikki did escape, partially because the heat got too hot. I don't think for morality reasons exactly. I think for survival reasons she ran out. I actually am not too impressed with her as far as morals go. She used to say I was the worst person on the internet and stuff. Like, Nikki, like, get a grip. But I would say that I think she ran out of fear. I don't know if it was out of morals. I think it was out of fear, but maybe I'm wrong. I just think it was like, run away because this is getting too deep for me and I'm getting shit on.
That's why I want to see a woman beat the shit out of her. I want to see a woman stomp her in the ground and leave her bloody and fucking barely alive.
That being said, if Nikki can improve herself and do well without these weirdos and not get into shenanigans, good. Erin's okay with this sort of language. She supports it. What harm could it do?
Encourage people to take up your cause and to go do your bidding.
He can encourage violence. That's perfectly fine. Just don't cancel anybody.
Encourage.
I mean, like, that's why I want to see a woman beat the shit out of her. I want to see a woman stomp her in the ground and leave her bloody.
Things I've never said to people I despise. I've never said that, like, to people, like, but you have this weird fantasy life, Wolf. Like, and Meg's just like, yeah, this is fine.
And fucking barely alive.
Meg, you know this is not good.
For that to be happening to you.
Hard.
So a fucking stick with about another female.
Now we have a weapon. So now he's brought in a weapon into the mix now.
I'll be glad when the troll friends come back from Thanksgiving holidays or whatever. So they can...
Look, I don't care how annoying Alice is. Like, don't talk to her like that. She's still a human being. What the fuck?
Pay her some attention and so she'll focus on something else.
The other one would beat their ass too.
Erin?
So the other one would beat them too. Anybody scored that 50 daddy.
The supporting thing is always questionable with a lot of people, but like the violence thing was like, yeah. Yep, don't tweet about TOS actions, but also free speech for garbage like this. It is incitement of violence. He keeps saying it over and over and over again. It's weird. And then he acts like he feels unsafe for some reason and that he has to wear police issued armor. It's weird.
Encourage.
I mean, like, male or female? Male means to do handle. The females.
That whoever wrote that is spot on. To Erin, the messenger is worse than the violator, as long as the violator is a convenient ally of hers. True.
Everybody outside of that, everybody outside of their fucking ass beat. Every fucking one of them. You got that?
Now he's got a list of people.
They're all horrible people.
Yeah, that's right. They're all horrible people. Like, I'm a mental health advocate, and I'm going to advocate him saying violent shit.
You got something wrong with you.
What?
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
They know she's no good, but it's about hating all of us. So.
They're no good also. So. They was right.
Yeah, they're not any good. No.
They're all no good. They're right. They're not good. They're not good.
Yeah, they're all trash, pretty much.
People could be quote unquote trash, but they're still human beings, and like, get a grip. Like, this is just out of control.
They wouldn't use it in the world. All got their ass being in the world. Fuck every one of you motherfuckers. It's just in case I wasn't clear. That goes up to every bitch in the anti-KJ community who ain't said a fucking word. Everyone you silent bitches, fuck you. Go to hell. Eat dicks and choke on them. You can't fucking speak no fucking more. All you fucking
exactly. Right. That's right.
Silent bitches, all you fucking
exactly. Right.
I mean that shit. All of you fucking
exactly. Right.
All you fucking
exactly. Right. Right. Yeah. It's.
She is a cheerleader, dude. Like she never pushes back and goes, "Hey, maybe we should reel this back a bit." No, she just cheers it on. She feels it even.
When all you do is sit on the net all day, try to poke people and provoke people in your ass and want to beat you the fuck up, because that's what's gonna happen to you one day. Click the link, Tweety Bird.
Which one?
That bitch made.
I guess that's the mocking media, Tweety Bird.
Oh, mocking media.
Run his mouth. Oh, just run it. We won't click the link and it won't pull up. Remember one thing. This is online. This is.
Mockingbird Media doesn't tend to talk live, so he knows it.
Make believe, right? In the real world, ain't no make believe. You really about that life? Pull up. That's the only one you can get. Pull up. Is your fucking.
Pull up, Rebus. Just swim across the ocean. I dare you, Rebus.
Yeah, I mean, they're still up. There's tons of comments like that.
Pull up, mocking bitch. Pull up.
Alice never ends. Oh my god.
And I didn't threaten. I never threatened none of you motherfuckers. I said, pull up. That's not a threat. You can't decide for pull up. If you pull up that threat, go get your fucking head checked. Go get your fucking head checked.
They see me rolling the hating.
Go get your fucking head checked. Any of you ever get the balls over to pull up? Let me know. Pull up my face. Pull up.
You keep inviting us over, and we all keep saying no.
I said, pull up. Go past my warning. Pull up. Take the chance. I mean, touch my fucking grass.
I warn you, but also invite you.
If they tell you to pull up, don't go. When you go,
don't go, but then go.
To your house, you become the threat. So if somebody tells you to pull up, do not go.
I'm not emotionally distressed because I know who I am, but yes, it can. If somebody has gender dysphoria, what he does to me is actually quite cruel and harmful. And so for people that are gender dysphoria, like the thing was, I hope that it doesn't trigger them when he says this stuff to me, because I feel like in a way it's like a big warning sign for anybody that is LGBTQ to stay away from these people. They're fucked up. But yes, if somebody actually has gender dysphoria, it's a huge emotional distress, and it's incredibly cruel and fucked up. I commented on an avatar, so therefore attack me as a person. That is true. I was born a female. Identify as a female. I think I do look female. I'm pretty curvy, goddammit.
And Spackle, that cracked me up that morning. I don't know where he saw hyena at. Yeah, I don't know where he saw hyena at, because those are AI generated maps. They're not based on any.
It doesn't matter if it's AI generated or not. You chose to pick it out and say that looks good, and it looks like a hyena. It does not look like a wolf.
Character in reality, any wolf or any animal. But what it was Spackle was trying to look for another reason to try and call me an animal, because I call him a dude, and he'll never be a woman ever.
Literally responding to your avatars and your tough guy persona.
Y'all clap at us, we clap.
Like it's like I come in with a toothpick and he'll come in with like a bazooka. It's bizarre.
Don't come over hitting us soft, and then we hit you with a fuck.
But I think there's something up with him. like as much as I'm like lulls and I might respond back and forth to him, I look at Megan as sort of the person that could put the brakes on this shit. And she has no desire to. In fact, she's feeding this shit. Like she's the problem. I'm sorry, but like I look at her as the most culpable person more than him. I think he's just off the rails. But her, I think she's very culpable. Yeah. I mean, if somebody so G-Man threatened to show up at my house. We were arguing. He was attacking my friend who had just died and was a lesbian, a Catholic lesbian and a celibate lesbian at that. Somebody that chose a celibate lifestyle to be a good Catholic, you know, or whatever. And he was attacking her when she died and said that she was going to hell and all this nonsense. So G-Man and I had quite a back and forth for a long time. And he pulled out a belt and said that he was going to show up at my house and beat me with it. Like, I kid you not. Like, and I said, you show up at my house, you should know that like I am well well equipped to protect myself. We'll just put it that way. And the first thing I do is I'm going to call the cops before anything because, you know, I'm that kind of person that if you're fucking with me, like I'll call the cops first before doing anything. I really want to de-escalate before it gets to escalation. I think most wise people want to de-escalate situations before they actually get into it, right? But yeah, I told him, you show up at my house, G-Man, it's going to be a real problem for you. And I don't want to call the cops on anybody because I think our cops sometimes are trigger happy and stuff. But like if I'm forced to for my own protection, then I will, like absolutely. And so I don't invite people to pull up at my house. I might not like somebody and I might get all brave talking, whatever. But the thing is rational people don't do this. Like they don't do this shit. G-Man can't drive because he can't even ride a bike. This dude crashed his bike 3 or 4 times. G-Man did, like in traffic. Like this guy can't even ride a bike. It's just the wildest thing. Hey, Brian J, welcome. Stina, hey, party people. Yep. Hey, welcome. It's late. Yeah, he was gonna take a bus to drag. He actually said he had a pew pew for drag. I kid you not. That was a thing. And he got a pew pew from Revelation News. Yeah, G-Man has his unhinged moments too. It's just that he doesn't swear as much. He doesn't swear as much. My favorite G-Man moment out of, well, there's a lot of moments, but my favorite G-Man moment was when he woke up at 3 in the morning, hit the live button and said, I woke up thinking about trans people, and then proceeds to say like how you can't be trans and a Christian and you're going to hell and all that stuff. But he woke up at 3 in the morning to go live to talk about trans people, and we're like, that's really weird, dude. That's really strange. The internet is a strange place. Yes, it is. It's very crazy. Yes, you can fall off the hinge. So Wolf is very unhinged. He likes to yell and scream and tell me to pull up. It's wild. I met Dear Wolf through Steve McRae. Shocker.
Fucking sledgehammer back. Cry about it. You're not biologically a woman. You're not chemically a woman. You don't possess the mental capacity of a woman. You'll never be
Dude, to my own detriment, I'm a woman. Like, unfortunately.
a woman. You're just a dude who.
So it was funny thing is like I have endometriosis. It would require a uterus to have endometriosis. I'm just saying.
Who pretends to be a woman. You're just a dude who pretends.
So y'all, I have a secret, y'all. I just have I have a detachable penis. Just kidding, I don't.
To be a woman. That's all you are.
Alice, nobody spazzed out about anything. I don't know what you're talking
You know,
about.
that's not for air,
Yeah.
y'all. No, that's not.
So I was informed by somebody from the UK I'm not allowed to use the word spaz anymore. I always just sort of thought of it as a freak out, sort of like how like Kermit the Frog goes, "Hi everybody," and his like little arms go flying everywhere. But I guess it can be demeaning to people that have like seizure disorders or something else. I don't know. So I've been informed by people in the UK to stop using that word, and I just thought I'd share. It's hard though because I am a Gen Xer, like I'm in the last year Gen X, and that was part of my vocabulary growing up. So it's sort of a retraining. So like I eventually like said, sure, I won't say it anymore. And so I've been pretty good about it. But yeah, I guess that's a big no-no word. Wolf does have some strange fantasies. I backed that statement up. I wrote it. I said, Wolf has some really strange fantasies. Something about I'm a dude and he's gonna have to beat me up like a dude, but only if I show up at his house. Hard pass on showing up at your house, buddy. Wolf, I repeatedly said I'm not interested in your invitations to your swamp shack. Please stop. Please, please, cease and desist. I don't want to pull up.
I heard
That's one of the shoes.
look at Pookie hygiene product.
He's obsessed with us. He is obsessed with us.
Would stop harassing people. But other than that,
how to wash your shit, pork chop. How would I want you? You can't even wash your own coochie. Learn how to wash it for your bitch. What about a man come for?
Yeah. I don't know about this Google thing that he keeps talking about. Like I don't recall any of this, by the way, but like this is a weird like swing. It's like this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe someone purchased the hygiene product and he's mad about it and saying that they're unhygienic for buying a hygiene product. It doesn't make much sense.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, no, somebody said she was on Google searching coochie hygiene product. She must have a hygiene problem down there.
Oh,
so for that,
dang.
No one wants to meet it. Yeah, that's the other word that we gotta try to take out of our quiver of words.
So for that,
dang.
That is TMI. That is TMI.
Yes,
So, I'm not obsessed with you. I would never be obsessed with a woman who don't know how to wash her pussy. And you don't apparently know how to wash your shit.
Pork chop, Trixie.
That's from one of those videos.
Who dis?
Yeah, that looks really wild. Yeah, that person looks awfully familiar.
Yeah.
Really familiar.
That's The Last of Us, girl. Don't you play video games, Wolf? What the fuck? It's Last of Us. They even have like a HBO series, which is quite good. Also, Last of Us really did a great job for gay characters, actually. Like very like in the story and not just like superimposed. Like, I mean, really good. Like, there's so many good things about Last of Us.
Who is this? I heard a little birdie say that is possibly
She doesn't understand. She's looking at graphics.
the original pork chop, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yes, Megan, my name's Ellie Williams. I grew up as an orphan in the Boston quarantine zone and attended military prep school. I even have my own wiki page and a video game movie about my life. Actually, it's not a movie. They made a series on HBO. It's a series. And number 2 should be going out too, I think. Also, buckle up for Last of Us. Last of Us is really good. One of the things I like about Last of Us, so I'm just gonna I'm a nerd. What can I say? One of the things I like about Last of Us is like, unlike a lot of zombie movies, there's actually a lot of character development in Last of Us. Last of Us has a very solid soul in it. Like the people there they got a soul. Like where a lot of zombie movies, it's sort of people are a prop. And so yeah, it's a good video game, but also a good series. I was kind of tired of zombie kind of shit, and it's fungus people. Same thing, same difference.
Pork chop, even though pork chop is Alice.
Pork is Alice, yeah.
And that was
I don't know who that is. Really, sometimes it looks like pork chop, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. I can't even. I don't know.
there was no dogs. That was called a sarcastic little thing that we were doing. Called a sarcastic.
Oh, look, it's the Gorbachev picture. Ah, that's one of my favorite screenshots.
sarcastic little thing that we were doing. There was no
Oh,
doxing. We
you
didn't
know,
think that was a real person. But they're too stupid to see stuff like that.
What was the game?
You're referencing a joke.
Dumbass.
They're hilarious.
Yeah, you don't even fucking get it. Hey, work out. I stand by everything I said last night too. Go wash your pussy, you stinking bitch. You obviously are triggered by that, right? Or you triggered by that? Maybe you need to wash that shit.
They are triggered bad today.
It is so over the top. Like people are like, hey, I got a toothpick, and he's like, I got a bazooka. Yeah, he's gross. Church girl Zaya's like, yeah.
Al, let me tell you something else. I'm very concerned now, considering I know who you are. I know your child's not a teenager. Your child's actually a minor, right? That means for the last 5 years you've been stalking me. You've clearly neglected your child, right? Stalking me, right?
Why are you going after someone's kid? I don't care who they are. What is going on? Unless their kid's in instant danger, which is different, and then you would call the authorities. This is a threat, and it is a threat to their kid because their kid is probably attached to their parent. Fuck off,
I
Wolf.
might have to help the little fella out. I love helping kids out. Remember what I just said, bitch.
Yeah, helping kids out. I'm so sure. I'm so sure. You're gonna adopt them, right? Because you're suited for that. Yeah, she keeps saying pork chops Alice. So there is a pork chop on Twitter, and it might be pork chop. I don't know. Sometimes it looks like pork chop, sometimes it doesn't. But like, I mean, I'm looking at tweets that they reshare typically. I'm not even on Twitter anymore, so he's been kind of squashed. Yeah, he's been kind of squashed. He's not doing so well. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, teenagers or minors. Either way, like it's weird to be forced to defend people I don't like Cheshire and Alice and stuff like that because I don't like them. But at the same time, as much as I don't like them, going for their kids like this is beyond fucked. It's really weird. Well, Cheshire doesn't have kids, but I mean Alice, like it's just over the top. Like it's bizarre. It's unhinged. And again, he might be unhinged, but mental health advocate Zaya and mental health advocate Meg are like, yeah, that's fine.
I might have to help the little fella out.
Aaron's morality is bizarre. It doesn't make much sense usually.
I love helping kids out. Remember what I just said, bitch.
I wouldn't let any kid near you, Wolf. And it's not because I assume you're a predator. It's that I assume you're unhinged because you've shown nothing but unhingedness. Yeah. It's weird that he keeps saying that he's a victim, and yet he liberally misuses that word constantly. Like you'd think that he'd be more careful.
That means for the last 5 years you've been stalking me. You've clearly neglected your child, right? Stalking me, right? I might have to help that little fella out. I love helping kids out. Remember what I just
Meg streams every night. I don't assume she's neglecting her child.
said, bitch. Remember what I just said, bitch. Oh,
And nobody lied about anything.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody lied about anything. You're too stupid to understand what we're saying when we say we don't understand what you're talking about. Dumbass.
You idiots cannot shut your mouths. Like you two and Aaron, I swear to God, like and Veda, you guys are the dumbest dipshits on the internet.
For those that don't know.
You guys make Steve McRae seem smart because he fucking shut his mouth. But you guys can't fucking shut up.
For about the past year and a half, there's a group in the anti-KJ community that has been digging in everybody's real life, causing all kind of legal problems for people, framing people with crimes and whatnot. This same group, in the community.
Oh, please tell us. Tell us about who the anti-KJs are that are doing these things. I'm curious. I don't like most anti-KJs. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know, Wolf. Let it out. Just share it. Why not? Yeah, right.
Has been doing this to people for years. Several people have been to court over this mess, you know, and other stuff that I can't speak about, right? And
Why can't you speak about it, Wolf?
other stuff that I can't speak about, right?
It's almost like there's something that caused that.
Don't understand what you're talking about, dumbass.
Yeah. Why would any court give you information like that? We don't know what.
Yeah,
about, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
that?
They don't give out any
Dumbass,
information.
yeah.
Courts like,
They wouldn't give you any information.
Oh, by the way, Wolf's excuse for coming at me as hard as he does, besides quote unquote I'm racist, is that all I do is detract and attack women. And so some of the women that he swings at, like Cheshire, but I guess he's failed to notice that I also talk about Von Helton. I also talk about Revelation News. I also talk about David Silverman. I've also talked about Steve McRae. I briefly talked about RH. Who else? I know there's more. Oh, Reg Rhetoric. Reg Rhetoric is one of the abusive motherfuckers out there, and I talked about him as well. And I even played video of him having similar weird fantasies like Wolf, and he also does that pull-up stuff as well. So yeah, I do talk about men quite a lot. In fact, more often than women, if you were to calculate it. I bet if you were to compare the two, because while he's saying I only attack women, I've had other guys tell me from the debate community I only attack men, and I have a problem with men. And so I've heard it from both sides, and I think that's really funny. Oh yeah, Shani. Well, Shani's a woman, so yeah. So there's that. Let's see. Brian says, yeah, right. That's for sure. Yeah, letting kids talk to strangers, like it's a risk, right? Anybody that you make friends with on the internet, it's a risk because you don't necessarily fully know them until you know them. And so, but letting your kid talk to somebody that's as unhinged as him, then that's pretty wild. Someone's failing to protect.
So don't go hurt nobody over this internet bullshit.
Don't go hurt nobody over internet bullshit. Unless you pull up, then you're a threat to my family, quote unquote.
You real life going motherfuckers? That includes you. I'm include real life in my rule too of violence.
Right.
You break your rules all the time. You go, don't attack kids, and then you attack Alice's kid. You say, don't attack kids, and you attack Shen's kid, who you say is the same person as Alice, and she's not. They're two separate people. I've heard their voices before. They're two fucking separate people. Like you're trying to like give misinformation because you just hate Shen so much. And so you want an excuse to attack her, even though she's fucking left. Like she just doesn't participate. And he just attacks people's kids and then says that's one of his main roles, except until it's not.
Put pressure on somebody's life, you go to somebody's life, you mess with somebody's life legally, their finances, their family, shit like that. No, that's damn near fucking violent conflict time right there. You're asking for violent conflict at that point when you fuck with somebody's life. Don't ever do that. If you mess with somebody's life legally, their finances, their family, shit like that. No, that's.
So you're saying if you mess with somebody legally, then that is asking for violent conflict? Like if somebody put an RO on you, that would be cause for violent conflict? What are you saying here? People who seek legal recourse to combat abuse and despair asking for violent conflict. That's weird, dude. And she's just like thumbs upping this. This is the worst mental health advocate I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Damn near fucking violent conflict time right there. You're asking for violent conflict at that point. Go.
Jeez. You think they would learn their lesson, but they don't. Like they have a legal issue and they have a chance to stop and just sort of reset, and they can't stop.
Go fuck yourself, Sean. Go fuck yourself, Sean.
I'm pretty sure that clip is from when Steve told a guy, they were in a debate and it was sort of a panel, but they happened to get into a debate about a subject and it wasn't that serious. And Steve was getting all hyped because he wants to be right and drag his balls on across someone's face or something. And he's like, does 1 + 1 = 2? Does it? Answer the question. Answer the question, Sean. And he's like, and he's stalling because he knows that it's a trick, right? It is. It's gonna be a trick. And so he's trying to limit him from a nuanced answer to like a very like singular answer. And it's forcing the nuance out of the conversation. And so he stalls and then he says, Sean's dishonest. I don't even want him as a Patreon. And he like humiliates this guy. And this guy looks like he's ready to cry because he liked Steve and wanted to support him. And this guy's just humiliating him in front of everybody for no fucking goddamn reason. And it's because he wouldn't kiss the ring immediately. And so that's where that sound clip's from, I'm pretty sure.
No, that's damn near fucking violent conflict time right there. You're asking for violent conflict at that point.
I'm talking about just your basic everyday speech.
The only person that's saying this shit is him and people like our age.
You're giving your opinion on something.
This is why I hope you all fucking die painfully, because you wish.
Look, you're a human being, dude. I as much as I don't like you, I'm not wishing that on you.
Fuck everybody. Every bitch.
You're just you're giving your opinion that you don't agree with something, you don't like something, you don't like someone.
Another one.
They just don't learn. They're so over the top. Like I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
So this person says some of y'all were okay while Beta hurt others though. And this person
Let's talk about this panel real quick. Let's just talk about this panel. Rev Ruins, who constantly inserts himself into something and then burns the bridges and says, I'm gonna let the light shine my way forward. And I'm not about drama, I'm about like artistry and stuff. And he's a good artist. But then he jumps right into it over and over and over again. And it's funny. And if you bring that up, he gets really mad. And then Machete Suzanne over there, who has no recognizable moral structure at all except protect myself.
person's right. I'm sure Beta's hurt a lot of people. No, sorry, not sure. I know she's hurt a lot of people. And
Yeah,
her
we don't know
enemies
everyone.
became our enemies.
We don't know everything that's happened between Beta and everyone also. And,
Right,
and
yeah.
what do you mean by
Veda and Meg are cool again, I heard.
she hurt others? What? By she revealed information, she showed a screenshot, she disagreed with someone. I mean, her is a very blanket statement. I'm not sure what you mean.
Maybe she poses to be she who shall not be named. Maybe that's what she does. I wouldn't be surprised. She was a big Nat defender. I could see when those really badly written comments were sent to nonsense. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those came from her. I'm just saying she seems a little criminally minded.
By that.
I'm going to contend with the word hurt because I'm EKC. Just like I have an issue when somebody says that Roadhog terrorized somebody. I'm going to have an issue with that too.
Yeah, because
I like all the bad
vocabulary.
characters.
Yeah, I'm
She
not.
just
I'm going to argue semantics on people's vocabulary because I can't think of another way to pick apart this argument.
Yes,
What do
exactly.
you mean by hurt?
That's all EKC has ever
What do
done.
you mean by hurt? Did she pull your hair? Did she hurt your feelings?
Yeah,
Did she
that's all
try
she
to get
does.
you arrested? Did she sleep with your husband? There's just so many different ways you can hurt
Yeah.
somebody.
Did she sleep
Yeah,
with her
bitch, none of them are good.
Yeah,
bitch,
yeah, bitch. Google image search. It was none of these were very hard. You can do it yourself.
You can reverse fucking search my dick, bitch. See that shit?
Oh, I loved it when Burnt Toast. Nom 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 nom. So Wolf doesn't know where it came from. Burnt Toast also came from the Lol Cow watching community. Get her.
I want you to see it real fucking good. Do you see it, Burnt Cunt? All right, let's keep going.
All right. I have the most shrill voice ever. I'm an artist. I just basically put filters on things and I copy everybody else's art and I call it my own and then I sell it. I'm an artist. Yeah, picking a fight with burnt toast was probably one of the fucking dumbest things I'd seen Veda do, but Veda's dumb and supports Molly Golightly. And Molly Golightly, one of her detractors, was burnt toast, so she's mad. She's
How
mad.
desperate do you have to be to live?
God, I really despise Veda because she's just so dumb. She's not even like, it's not even like she's so like a dastard, cowardly creep player that she is, but like also she's just so fucking dumb.
Literally
It's hard to laugh because she's just so dumb.
do this. Seriously. These channels are just bullying, trying to find any fucking thing they can. And they royally fucked up. Do we need to look up
What is an anti-KJP person? What is an anti-KJ? What are they?
the definition of plagiarism is? Plagiarism is when I take somebody's art and I claim it as my own without making any kind of transformation or changes. The peacock
Barely transforming is hilarious. I think Mocking Media even showed it too. It was Burnt Toast and Mocking Media.
obviously had green feathers down its fucking neck. Next time you
I obviously added green and not blue.
come swinging at me, bitch, you best not miss.
I swear to God, that woman's inbred.
Best not miss. By the way,
You best not miss. Put on a shirt, yo.
I got you. I did a blue
Maybe some shoes too.
piece of art for you last night. How's this fucking look?
Extreme.
You want to talk about my looks? Look at this ratchet.
Dude, when I first saw you, I thought, like, dude, you had fetal alcohol syndrome. I'm not kidding. I really did. I'm gonna just say it. You look like you have fetal alcohol syndrome.
Bitch right here. Fuck you.
God.
Her is a very blanket statement. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
YouTube creators at YouTube. Why is this okay? Boom. At Team YouTube. Here we go again.
It's okay to go at YouTube, but there's actual content that needs to be reported because of TOS violations that involve ruining people's lives and doxing them, especially just viewers that are innocent, and then targeting classes of people that actually are in danger. Yeah, that's the problem.
These are the two people I tagged you about last week.
Gosh, she's trashy.
Right? But you don't tag Team YouTube, right? You don't report nobody. You don't strike nobody, right? Right?
It's so funny. Burnt Toast is like she has taken on so many people that are so much more aggression than Veda. There's like no heat that Veda could bring to Burnt Toast that would cause Burnt Toast to like go like not a single thing. Like Veda has nothing.
At Team YouTube. Here we go again. These are two people I tagged you about last week. I'm putting out a bounty for my personal info. Well, looks like they got it, motherfucker. Didn't you dox Betty? Didn't you do a whole live trying to dox and embarrass her? Two can play that game, motherfucker.
How dare you attack Betty? Betty's my favorite racist Nazi bitch. In fact, she's a true crime solver. She protests at people's house and causes fights. She gets bitches fired from their job at the furniture store. She's my main bitch. How dare you? Gosh, she's like ready to go white power next. Watch, because fucking Bullhorn Betty is white
Over
power.
here, she's like, I was asking you for proof of me mass reporting NGL. This is not proof. I literally give her
God, there's her.
a fucking collage of her tagging YouTube. Point is, she was fucking wrong. Wrong.
Can someone give me a shirt because I can't afford one?
And wrong. It doesn't matter if TOS took Molly down. It doesn't matter. The whole point is, you claim to be anti-cancel culture, yet you're trying to cancel a creator. There's no other point in tagging
So cancel culture is when you don't like what somebody says and you cancel them. Like somebody could have an opinion that you really don't like. Let's say it's a MAGA supporter. I'm not MAGA, but I'm sure you are MAGA. So let's say it's a MAGA supporter and I am not a MAGA supporter. We can have a back and forth conversation, and as long as it doesn't turn into Nazi rhetoric or something, like it's fine. But as soon as somebody starts doxing people and attacking people and using rhetoric calling for violence and stuff like that, then it becomes not fine. I think it's pretty obvious. You can have ideas and attack and criticize ideas, and that's just fine. But as soon as it goes beyond those ideas, then yeah, it's a TOS violation, and TOS violations are not cancel culture.
Team YouTube to take a channel down unless you're trying to take them fucking down. Common sense.
She was harming the little guy. Your girl, Veda, your girl, Molly, was harming the little guys, little people that aren't even creators, and intimidating and doxing, and that harms like the pool of watchers and the people that engage. That harms engagement for everybody, allowing that to happen. It harms YouTube.
I'm blonde and I fucking know that. Burnt
I'm blonde and I fucking know that. Are you blonde? You look kind of like I see some roots. Are you really blonde?
cunt, kiss my fucking ass. Oh, hi, blonde Betty. She sounds like the way she describes me. Now it makes sense. Oh, that bitch. Yeah. She's obsessed with you, Betty. And if you would like the picture of yourself, this.
This woman. Let's see. I have to toggle back and forth at the chat, so if I miss you, I apologize. Bedazzled MAGA hat? Yeah, right?
It's not doxing, it was a public picture and it was sent to me and I was told it was you. You want to come at my looks with a chin like that and a unibrow like that.
Did someone send her JJ's picture? Did somebody send her JJ's picture to say it was burnt toast?
Stream.
Burnt toast is pretty, by the way. Exiled says, I'd really be okay for EKC not to defend every bad. I'd really be okay for EKC not to defend every bad act and bad actor. Yep, Artgate. I miss Exiled so much. Oh my gosh. Like, really good friend of mine. It was great. Tube Top 10 minutes.
Everyone died.
She was always really calm. She would always keep the calm. This woman isn't me. She isn't a content creator at all. Oh, so they doxed some random person.
Everyone died.
Everyone doxes. Yeah, your friends do.
Everyone died. Everyone died. Everyone died.
They can't handle burnt toast. Like, burnt toast brings too much heat. Burnt toast is like the honey badger.
Everyone died.
Make sure you understand what these people are before you support them. This isn't an impossible purity test. That is basic self-respect and self-defense.
Everyone died.
All right. Anything else really on this video? Aaron wants you to shut up, blah, 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 blah. I think we're good. So, yeah. So I am getting tired and I've gone a very long time. And so I'm going to play a video and get us out of here because I hit my wall. Yeah, we miss her. I loved her so much, and I still do. I think about her every fucking day, every day, because we were good friends, and so it's a big loss. So I'm going to play an outro, I guess. But I want to play something really funny first. Let me find something funny. I have so many weird videos that are just. Somebody was asking for Cheshire. I don't have the corkscrew one. but I have. I have this one. Yeah, it fucking is. I'm gonna share this. I know I didn't go live on my channel for a long time when she went away because I was like, I just can't because everybody's gonna ask and I'm gonna have like some sort of emotional meltdown. And so I was like, I can't do it. So it took me several months.
Everybody's going to have a chance to answer the question. And let me state the question again. In today's incarnation of the two ideologies of liberalism and conservatism, which of those ideologies is working more towards a level playing field for all? Saka.
In the modern climate right now, I would say that a lot of the ideas that are put forward by social liberalism is doing that.
Okay, Cheshire.
Fuck off.
What? Why do I have to fuck off?
Eat a dick.
Oh, Cheshire, don't be that way.
Best debater ever. Eat a dick. All right, guys. We appreciate you watching this, and thanks for participating in chat. Give a like if you can, if you'd like to share. I'd appreciate that. I didn't have anything really profound to say, just more like kind of watching the weirdos and stuff like that and responding a little bit. I would like to do more hangouts. I think we keep talking about doing like a like some political hangouts. So I know that's not everybody's cup of tea because some people are very sensitive. But we were thinking about doing some of that, and I do have a more left leaning ideology. So and viewpoint. But we've been thinking about doing that because a couple of friends and I have been talking about what's going on quite a bit. And so I might do that as like a panel discussion at some point. I've been kind of talking to different people, but a lot of us are really overwhelmed and we're kind of looking for a distraction because the politics are so overwhelming right now. And so I get that too, but I also think that stuff's kind of important as well. My channel, I've always talked about politics and religion. I'm not just a locale watcher. So that is part of my channel, and that's always been part of my channel. So like, it's not something that would be new or unusual, but I understand if it's not something that people are down for. Some people just want a distraction or not to be a part of it. I get it. So let me go ahead and we'll share Megan's favorite song, and then that I'm done. So y'all have a good night. Thanks for coming.
Bully, don't walk away and leave me here. The feeling of loneliness is worse than fear. You can cut me down to make you tall. You can throw me up against the wall. But please don't walk away before I fall. Bully, don't leave me now. I'm on my own. There's nobody here but you. I'm all alone. You can call me names and take my pride. You can leave me hanging crucified. But please don't walk away before I die. And I even know why I sold my self-respect for such a price. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me. I wanna feel something true. If no one else will listen, then it might as well be you. On the road of life, I've walked without a friend. When the hard times come, I break before I bend. I don't need your love, respect or grace. You can laugh or put me in my place. But please don't walk away without a trace. And I don't even know why I sold my self-respect to buy a lie. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me. I wanna feel something true. If no one else will listen, then it might as well be you. I can plainly see the sadness in your eyes, like a mirror when I'm staring into mine. Would you open up and let me in? Would you let me see beneath your skin? I promise I won't run and what I find. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me. Bully, handcuff me. Hover above me. Bully, just touch me. Bully, just clutch me. Gently or roughly. Make me feel something. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me. Bully, handcuff me. Hover above me. Bully, just touch me. Make me feel something. Bully, just love me. Bully, just shove me. Bully, handcuff me. Just touch me.